TJ. Great seeing you, TJ. Hope you're doing all right. I don't know much about a legend. I'm sure it's a lot better words fit. Furlough, buddy. Catfish Mama and them called me. They just made it back. That's the reason I'm running late. They couldn't make it into work this morning. All the creeks is up over the roads around us. And still raining. I'm about to sneeze. Good day again, TJ. I hate it when you got to sneeze and you can't. Stop this music. Furlough. Furlough, well, you know good, man. Tashita Heaven Dawn, great seeing you living in outdoors. That's a tough one. Well, you know, Furlough.
I don't know, man.
They, Catfish Mama and them just had to come back. Our water's all swollen around us, and they couldn't make it to work.
Oh, that sucks.
It's been.
Has there been any tornadoes touching down, or?
Nothing I've heard of around here has touched down, but it's been thunderstorms all night and rain, man. It's just Bailey had to swim to her using spots. But the roads, all the creeks are up and everything. I might get out shortly, go around, make some videos here around the lakes. Great seeing down and everybody. But they called me. They didn't know what to do. They got out and was blocked at all their entrances. And I said, you can't do nothing because we're surrounded by water around where we're at. No matter any back road you try, it'll be up over the roads.
Yeah, you ain't going nowhere.
And you sure don't want to try crossing it.
Mm-mm.
There's been a lot of people drown like that.
That's better.
Yeah, I know. It's
a little too close up for first thing in the morning.
I happened to look at it like that. It's TJ.
What's up, TJ?
So it's been a messed up weekend. I ain't done nothing but laid in bed and slept. I did get stopped by Dawn for a few minutes. Her mineral show last night.
Yeah,
some beautiful stones, man. But it's really interesting watching that.
Yeah, I popped in. I didn't say anything when I popped in, but I popped in. I was visiting family yesterday. So.
I jumped in the women's takeover just for a few minutes. It's about all I've got to do.
I took the day off from YouTube yesterday. I didn't do hardly anything.
I haven't done nothing, like I say.
I popped in a couple streams just to say hello, and then
I didn't even watch no YouTube. Usually, normally, I'm watching a lot of shows on YouTube and
watching
my shows and everything. Which my internet was so in and out with all these storms and everything. Yeah. Eric, I have 3 turtles coming next week. They are bigger than Joey.
Awesome. I'll be looking for them. No, I needed a day yesterday to just kind of do stuff outside of YouTube.
Oh, I know that. I miss it, but I just hadn't been feeling. Ever since I had that spell with my heart, I think it was Thursday.
Yeah.
I've been just, I don't know, real tired, and it's almost put me in a dang depressed mode of medication and stuff. So I've just laid around the last few days and just hard to explain, weird feeling.
Oh, I get it, man.
It's
sometimes
just something, you're on edge. You can't. I don't know. You don't feel like sitting down. You don't feel like standing. Just something. It's hard to explain.
I get it. Like I said, I don't. I mean, I don't have the heart problems and stuff like that, but I get the kind of anxiety slash depression stage of it because I do have that.
Yeah,
You know,
so
there.
this medication they give me and stuff. If I do all right with a half a dose, but it was so bad the other night I took a whole dose, and it seems like when I take a whole dose, man, it messes me up for a few days.
Yeah, I'll get a day where I just I don't want. I don't even want to get out of bed.
I know that's me. But yet I don't want to lay there. I don't know. I don't like the feelings, but something I have to deal with. Dave gets real tired. Don says, Stephanie, great seeing you. Living MN's going to try catching a few more of these. You might well just grab you a cup of coffee and forget about it, living.
Hey, Steph, how are you?
Uh, Great says, yeah, but man, we are waterlogged here.
Oh man, I know we're about to get some weather this morning. I know that. I don't think it's
Hey,
gonna be
what's
quite.
going on with Florida? I don't know if Pensacola's been like it, but man, uh, Panama on the cams has been real foggy, hazy looking last several days.
Yeah, we've had fog the last couple of days.
And this would be late in the morning. What's
hmm
causing all that?
I don't know. I think the humidity's ramping up is what it is.
But the camera views, it looks weird
Yeah.
seeing it on live cam. Awesome stuff.
But yeah, it's been really foggy the last couple of days here. It gets that way though. Like usually before or after we get some bad weather here.
The Progoetic circle. Kim O'Brien.
I'm
Oh, the
not
catalog.
not gonna lie, I've done that before, TJ.
Uh, I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's had great streams. It seemed like your stream with Dory went good.
Oh, it did. Yeah, it was like the second or third most views on a stream since I've started streaming.
Seemed like she was just a regular on there, man.
She did so good. I mean, I was so proud of her.
I didn't see no nervous in her.
Yeah.
It looked like at any time she's going to say, "Go on, Pearl. I got this."
Nah, she did amazing.
Yeah, she did good.
Yeah.
Boy, that fish chasing already.
Oh yeah.
Today is day 4 after chemo.
It's the hardest bet.
I bet you it does, Don. I hope you get feeling better.
You too.
Well, like I say, it's bad everywhere. As y'all call out on the weather deal. Yeah, it's bad everywhere. It's in the rivers. Once the rain stopped, the rivers ain't even rose as high as they'll get. They'll rise for the next couple of days now. So
Yeah, even after the storm's done, the water still rises. It does the same crap around here.
now all the streams and everything's
Yeah.
it's what's over the roads right now. Then the rivers will rise, and man, I hope it don't get like it did 10 years ago or so.
Yeah, I just I always worry about hurricane season, obviously because of the hurricanes, but also you know on the other side of town where I got some family that lives, that's a flood zone over there. And the last time when Hurricane Ivan came through, my wife's grandma's house got flooded out.
Yeah, that's the thing about hurricane season, man. It's not only the high winds and everything; it's just that flooding goes a long ways.
Hmm. Like we're lucky where we live because we live by the cemetery, so it's the highest point of town.
Yeah.
I got a cemetery that's like a half mile down the street from me.
12 weeks, 8 weeks to go. And it's I guess the way they talk, all of this is going to be it's going east, going to come up the coast. So
Hmm.
y'all might be in stored for a lot of rain y'all's way.
I know we're supposed to get some later today. It was yesterday. It was calling for it all day today, but now it's not calling for it till this afternoon. So
Well, if y'all get it, I hope it ain't coming this way from y'all too.
I don't know. Like I always say, where I'm at, there's a bubble around us. Like all the bad weather kind of goes like this.
Yeah. It's weird down there where y'all at, man. It comes all different directions when you're
Mm,
sitting down there. I watch the clouds roll in and it'll come in, seem like come from the north, it'll come out of the west and
mm.
come out of the south, just all directions.
It'll get
Jeffrey,
real,
buddy.
it'll get real dark, and then all of a sudden it'll be sunny again. Or like it's either there's no like halfway. It's either really crappy weather or nothing at all.
We had lightning storms all night long, man, and just every few minutes the warnings was going off on the phones, and
Hmm.
it was been thundering so hard it was just vibrating the house last all day, most on and off all day yesterday, then all night last night. It just didn't stop.
Yeah.
But I can take it over the thunderstorm. You've been called in 10 hours so far, I bet.
Oof.
Water everywhere, Alan.
10 hours.
It's a mess. It'll take a while to get all this crap back down, too.
Hmm. Oh my God.
You'll be
Sand.
wore out, Alan. Be home around 2 p.m. Well, I think they're seeing light. I think they're saying it's going to rain for a couple more hours, maybe, then it's going to finally stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it doesn't look like we're going to get much of anything now. From like 1 to 4, they're calling for like 40% chance of weather.
Well,
Morning, Carrie.
setting on traffic post now. Yeah, Catfish Mall and Carver, they had to turn around and come back. Roads was blocked,
That's terrible.
and I told them whatever they did, don't try none of those back roads because they're
Mm-mm.
probably even worse.
No, 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 no.
Carrie, great seeing you. Can't feel radiation at all, just more fatigue and sore throat. All, all goes away. Science Gal, Missouri's been getting hit with quite a few storms too. Yes, overnight, haven't they? We've done 3 water rescues. Really,
People need to stay
it's some people out
home.
there are still
Yeah,
try driving across it. Al,
I understand. Like, I don't understand why people try to drive through that crap.
they don't understand, man. They don't. They think that car make it through anything, but they don't realize those cars, those tires, man, afloat.
Well, not only are you putting yourself at risk, you're putting the person that's got to come save you at risk too. You know, I mean,
We lost.
I know that's they get paid to rescue you, but still, like you're putting somebody at risk, like that. You know,
Exactly. We lost a
it's
police officer in Nashville a few years ago where a lady drove in the river and they was trying to save her, and one of the guys drowned, one of the policemen.
so you're putting unnecessary lives. You know,
She drove in the river on purpose just to, and of course they saved her and
well, yeah,
he wound up and drowned from it.
hmm it's just
If I'm not mistaken, she's in jail right now.
where she should be. But I mean, it's just like it's unnecessary. Like you're putting lives at risk that don't need to be put. That don't need to be put at risk.
Alan,
Just
be safe, buddy.
just stay home. If
Tie a
you
lure behind your vehicle and throw. Let me know if you catch any. Uh, yes, but not as bad. Just got a lot of rain last couple of weeks. Yeah, I seen the radar last night. It looked like y'all was getting it up in Missouri. Stay safe, Alice.
I mean, I compare it to like I mean, it's total opposite about what I'm about to say is like when people are driving down 98 and they pull off to the side on the loose sand and get stuck. You know,
Oh, I know.
in a car, like a little like they'll pull their Prius off the side of the road and get stuck in the sand. Like,
Yeah,
what are you what are you doing? Like, that Prius ain't gonna get out of there. And then somebody else has to go pull them out, and they risk the chance of getting stuck.
yeah, no doubt.
TJ said, "Furlough, I put pond water in my crayfish shrimp aquariums weeks ago, and now there's thousands of little critters in there. What do they look like, TJ? Do they look like little worms, or do they look like just like little? It probably is Daphnia.
Thousands of little creatures.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, Carver and them, they're lucky to be home. They left out in the middle of the storm Tuesday morning, went to
Oh Lord.
Georgia, then came back in the storms last night just to go down there where they filmed a lot of the Duke shows and stuff. And
Uh,
of all days to do that. No way I
yeah.
would have got out and drove all the way to Georgia for that.
Yeah, I'll check it out whenever you post it, TJ. Let me do something real quick and make sure YouTube didn't take me off your channel. Yep, I'm still subscribed to you. Okay.
What's that?
Oh, I was making sure YouTube hadn't unsubscribed me to TJ because he's gonna post a video for me to watch later.
Yeah, we need to keep a check on that, man. I found some the other day. I wasn't with no more, and I couldn't believe it. Chewy,
Lauren Chewy.
Jeffrey, I knowed you couldn't sleep living. You can't sleep knowing catfish is on.
I know. I was watching Gordon Ramsay yell at a bunch of people. before you came on, and then I
Oh
saw you.
man, that's one thing I was doing yesterday. I was catching up on some of my Hell's Kitchen.
I was watching Hotel Hell when he was doing that with the hotels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that too. Still in you,
Oh, it's on your YouTube. Okay.
Adele. I get a kick out of 'em, man, especially when they bring back a raw fish. It ain't cooked good. He'll put his fist in that thing and fish goes everywhere.
It's bloody raw.
Uh,
Then yesterday. I was watching Bar Rescue and John Taffer yelling at everybody.
it'd be hard to put up with their stuff, man. It's worse than being in boot camp sometimes. The way they get on them.
Have you ever seen how he is with it? Like when he does a show with the kids, though, he's such a sweetheart to those kids.
Oh yeah,
Like he is totally different when it comes to those kids.
uh, I love watching Gordon Ramsay.
He's one of my favorites. Like I said, I love listening to him go off on people.
Yeah, the player, Mister Sedilla.
You got to watch it on like YouTube or something to get the unedited version of it, though.
Oh yeah, well
Otherwise, every other word is like beep 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 beep.
I know I can imagine. Man, some of those ones he goes in like you watch, oh man. Some of those restaurants, I would hate to know I'm eating out of those places. They're in
Oh
such
yeah,
bad state.
oh yeah.
He did one here, Chaffee's. It was like a New Orleans deal here, and it was awful, and it was a big restaurant here in
Mm.
Nashville. After that, Chaffee's is he wouldn't listen to Gordon Ramsay, but after that, his restaurant is no longer exist.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to listen to a guy that, you know,
Yeah,
number one, he's a multimillionaire. Number two, he's a multimillionaire chef. Number three, he runs like restaurants all over the world.
he was
And
telling them stuff, and I mean, he was getting on to them.
yeah,
He's just
I'm just
telling them
saying.
you just don't serve customers stuff like this.
Yeah,
His
that's what I'm saying. Like if you,
coolers and everything was just nasty and awful, and but
that's
he
your
would not listen to them.
that's your fault. If you don't want to listen to somebody like Gordon Ramsay, that's your fault, not Gordon Ramsay's fault. That's your fault.
Yeah. But man, we'd be surprised how many restaurants are out like that we're eating out of and
Yeah.
stuff. And
Good day, GRB.
DRB, buddy.
Exactly, Adele. They deserve him going off at him the way they behave in the kitchen. Yeah,
Yeah, he deserves to go off on them, man.
I love it. Like I said, I love watching it.
Yeah, I need to watch some of them. I haven't. He stopped doing the new ones, hasn't he? In them.
Yeah, I don't think he's done. Of course, I haven't watched TV in about 3 years, but like actual TV. I mean, I catch like when I go to my in-laws, I catch a little bit of cable TV, but I haven't had cable of my own in like probably 3 years. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on TV.
I guess they wanted him to stop that one bad because he was
Uh,
shutting a lot of places down.
Probably places that should be shut down. I mean,
Oh, they definitely should. And it's normally the old timers who's been in it a long time didn't
mhm,
want to listen to them, and
yeah.
it's pathetic, man.
Like I said, if you got a guy that comes in and wants to help you, and you don't want to listen to him, you deserve everything that happens to you.
And dang,
You know.
he comes in there and re- remodels their restaurant for them and everything, and
I was watching one right before you came on. He re he went in there and of course it was a crap it was a crap show, but he remodeled. He spent like 150 grand remodeling this place, and the owner wasn't happy with it.
I
Like,
know I've seen them like that. Yeah, shut them down. which I never go eat at those type restaurants anyways. I can't spend no $150 for a plate of look like enough to not
Yeah,
even fill me up.
yeah. The only time I've been to a restaurant like that is when my buddy Cody got married, and we all went to a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse afterwards. That's where he wanted to go because he'd never been. And I mean, it was good. It was cost way too much money, but it was good. You know,
Yeah.
that's all.
I would love to taste one though. What is it? Those Kobe steaks at
Hmm.
Kobe. They talk like they're just amazing.
Yeah,
But man, they're so expensive. I don't need to get hooked on one of those things.
yeah. It'll be you'll be going from the aquarium hobby to spending thousands of dollars on steak rather than aquariums.
But a lot of that stuff they serve, I would never even try tasting it though. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a picky eater and I can't eat all that fancy crap like that.
Hmm.
Kobe beef, I bet it is good, Adele.
I'd love to try it someday.
Exactly, living. I'd feel too guilty to eat a
Hmm.
$150 plate. Like say, knowing you could feed your family for a couple weeks on it, just about. Well, it ain't no meal worth it to me. We've splurged when we went to Panama a couple times, and I was not impressed with
Yeah.
which the Carver and Coach and all of them loved it, but I guess you get your money's worth if you eat the crab legs and stuff. But I don't eat crab legs, so it
Oh
wasn't
man,
worth my money.
I'll tear up some crab legs.
If you eat a lot of crab legs, you can eat your money's worth. But
Hmm.
me, I didn't eat no $75 worth of food.
That's all I eat. Like when we go to the casinos and stuff, and like if we stay for more than a day, we'll hit the buffet and stuff. And if there's crab legs, man. Oof, I'll that's all I'll be eating is crab legs.
Those crab legs are expensive, so you
They're
do
ex-
get your money's worth at
they're
that.
expensive, but if you can get like the what is it, the Alaskan king crab legs or whatever, those real big ones,
Yeah.
those man, oof, I love me some crab legs.
What Wagyu beef is the best, but you'll pay for it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I don't need to get addicted to that because I do love steaks, man. It wouldn't do for me to find one like that. I probably would get hooked on it. I wish I could eat seafood like that and everything and enjoy it. It's bad you go all the way to Florida just to eat steak and
yeah. I mean, I'm not a real big seafood eater either. Like there's only two or three types of fish that I actually like to eat.
that
But
surprises me with you liking those crab legs, huh?
see, I prefer
Venison
like
steak.
crab. I prefer crab legs and shrimp stuff like that over actual fish.
Most people who eat crab legs pretty well like any kind of fish and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Like to me, like most fish taste all the same to me.
Still putting warnings out.
The National Weather Service has issued a flash flood warning. The National Weather
Yeah,
Service has issued a
That's
flood
went
warning
on
for
all night long.
yeah. See,
Storm
I
warnings and flood
I,
warnings.
I agree with living outdoors. Venison steak. If I had to have a choice, venison all day long.
Yeah, if it's cooked right.
If it's cooked right, yeah. Like I said, get some nice back strap and slice it and put some cream cheese and a jalapeno and wrap it in bacon.
You lost me at cream cheese.
Oh, come on, Terry.
I can handle the bacon and stuff. Leave the cream cheese off. It just ruins a piece of meat.
Oh,
That's like my wife, man. She's got to eat sour cream on about everything, and to me, it just ruins it.
yeah.
She has a bowl of chili. She'll fill it
I
up with sour
typically,
cream.
I don't even like when I do steak and stuff. I typically don't dip it in anything. But just I don't know. Like, and I was kind of a buddy of mine made me try it one time. What I just told you, and I was like, man, I don't want no cream cheese on deer. He's like, just try it, And I tried it. It was, I mean, not gonna lie, it was pretty daggum good. But that's about the only thing I'll have anything other than the meat.
Living, you're right, man. I got mine's a pellet smoker. I
Mm.
love that thing. I got one of those pit boss, and man, that thing cooks. Well, we come in here Sunday morning, jump right on the food, don't we? We go from flooding to food.
Morning,
Catfish
catfish mama.
mama.
Catfish mama. Um, my wife got on YouTube. Now it's your turn.
And I know exactly what she's thinking right now. Good for her.
She's she's probably scratching her nose at me.
Yeah. If she gets on live stream, I'll have to go get her while she's in bed.
Or do like Carver did and walk up behind her.
Yeah.
Then you gonna get belted.
Yeah, those pit balls are good living.
I'm just giving you a hard time, catfish mama.
She's got a phobia of cameras like I do airplanes and
Mm-hmm.
snakes. Catfish mama, make sure you got all these great people. She was trying to make a video. She made a couple videos to put out, but she don't want no sound on them.
So what you do is like you make the video, then you turn the actual video sound off and just like edit a song in there and just have the song playing the whole video.
Yeah, and she's on a different type phone, an Android phone, so I guess I got to download her some kind of app, video app.
Yeah.
Our iPhones come with the app, but
Mm.
I probably need to find a good one to download on that Android. Don't
Have a
bother
good
me now.
have a good day, Don.
Don, appreciate you. Glad to hear Dave was feeling better too.
Mm.
Yeah, one of her videos she made had me snoring in it. She was filming my black pastels. Uh,
Yeah, my wife she recorded me snoring one night because I
oh,
always yell at her for snoring sometimes. She's like, I'm gonna record you next time you're snoring.
I had to do that to her. She said she never snores. That video might have went viral. Catfish snoring.
Yeah. Say that might have been your short to go viral.
Keeping the fish awake.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I have got to figure out a way she can edit her videos where she can add some music and stuff. Didn't hear what? Didn't hear it. You don't shut up. I'll have a helicopter come take you to work. Going going sturgeon fishing today for the
Ooh.
first time. That's awesome.
I'm jealous. I am jealous of that right there.
Yeah, it'd be neat.
Mm-hmm.
Which we got sturgeons in our rivers, but I have never caught one. Never hear of them being caught much. Yeah, about to drop those French fries. I've been saying that now for over a month. Then when I had her in the container with the other one that died. But man, she's getting bigger and bigger. She looks like one of those mollies swimming around.
Yeah, Carrie, she'll be on there with me a lot more, for sure. She enjoyed herself.
I don't know about that, Adele. Like I say, she's been like that for way over a month. I gave up on her. I thought maybe the weather being such changing this weekend, maybe she would have had them. And I did a water change. I thought maybe she would have them, but
I mean, I
nothing.
was I was just tickled, tickled to death to get her on camera finally. You know.
Like she acts like she's been on it all the time.
She's like, I mean, because before we did it, she's like, "How are we going to do this?" I was like, "Let's just act like we're having a conversation with each other."
Yeah, I mean, that's all we do, man.
Yeah. Because she was just worried about, yeah, I don't like the sound of my voice. I don't like the way I look. All that stuff. And I'm just, I'm just like, okay. First of all, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks of you. You know, me and you are here. We're putting on a live stream. You know,
Well, I mean, it's nothing different than going out in a store. You get
yeah,
out and go places in front of everybody and everything.
yeah.
It's nothing different. Found it buried. Great having you. Yeah, that'd be awesome living.
I just told her. I said, you have like so much knowledge to like the other side of things, like knowledge that I don't have. You know, I said it. I told her. I said it would be a crime not to share it. You
Catfish
know,
mama like my voice either. I couldn't put you up here and put a piece of tape over your mouth.
what y'all are about to witness is Catfish Terry get knocked out on a
I
live
could
stream.
talk for you like I do Bailey.
Hmm. I finally got to where like if I rewatch my videos for whatever reason, like I finally got to where my voice doesn't annoy me.
I hate my voice, man. I still can't stand to watch my reruns, but
Yeah.
I just forget about it. Sounds good.
I'm waiting to see a, a
I'm in a
shoot.
different room, Adele.
So I said, what y'all are about to see in the next few minutes is Catfish Mama's hand come across the screen and knock Catfish Terry out.
I got myself facing the door and I can hear something coming. Would be a different show. Yeah, it'd definitely be a different show. Lunatic. Yeah, it's probably true, Chewy.
Yeah. I mean, I still don't like my voice. I just got to the point where, like, now I can, like, when I'm editing my videos and stuff, I can listen to it and not be like, God, I hate my voice, you know?
Found it buried, yeah. That would be hilarious. On your part, living.
Terry, I'm gonna grab more coffee real quick.
All right, buddy. Jeffrey Catfish there, a smart man. Smackdown Catfish Edition. Smackdown. Smackdown. What's a smackdown? Oh, wait. Autocorrect. Big Easy. Hee-haw! Y'all got 15 people in the room. Not bad spelling, it's typing. And that it's sent. It's sent. Oh, it's typing with an accent. She knows which side her bread's buttered. Found it buried. This ain't the Carver family. Got a bad country accent. Still in you, still with us. Hi, Catfish Mama. They're in here talking some smack today, Furlough.
Oh yeah.
Uh, down at Barry, hey, to you.
Oh, still in here. Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Still in you, still here. You already got your Walkman on, to you?
John McKenzie.
Done. Hee-haw! 16 people in the room. Man, we about got the month of March past us.
Yeah. Not too much longer now.
Crazy. I got to get my garden turned over one more time. Now all I have to do is go out there and stir it.
Have a good one, Adele. Hopefully you get some good sleep.
Adele, appreciate you.
Getting ready for a 1.5 hour drive.
Wow.
You can keep that.
Yeah, for sure. I might get out and ride down the water and just see what the water's looking like and get some videos. But
yeah, I might go later. If it ain't raining later this afternoon or after it rains, I might go see if I can grab a couple trout out of the bay.
I love that'd be a lot of fun, man. Catch some of those sea trout.
Mm-hmm. Or not the bay, the bayou, because the bayou is right across the street from me, or right across the boulevard.
Yeah, that'd be good.
You can get some monsters in there too, like just about 2 foot long speckled trout.
I never ate, but I heard they're good eating.
They're good, yeah. If you make it right,
Yeah,
you know.
I've caught a lot of them. Last time I was a couple times I was in Pensacola. Matter of fact,
Yeah,
that's that's where I've always caught them at. For some reason, I haven't caught them in Panama like you can Pensacola.
yeah. You catch them grass beds and around docks is where they usually hang out.
We
And
used to
after
catch them off that little bridge you could drive out on and fish off
yeah,
of.
and after a good rain or during a good rain, if you don't mind getting wet, you can catch the heck out of them.
Well,
You
Bomber
can't
Steve.
you can't keep them off your line. All sizes, little babies, big 2 footers. I mean,
Yeah.
they'll tear it up. No,
I've
I don't.
I've tried sleeping overnight, but warning's been going off all night. But I've got my sleep last couple days.
I actually did sleep last night.
Rainbow trout are coming up streams right now.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember them rainbow. I don't know where you're at, Fountain Ferry, but I was born and raised in central New York, and I mean, the rainbow trout up there used to do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's we're flooding now. We're out of the seem like we're out of the storms now. It's just flooding. I hope it don't get as bad as it has about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But ever since that big flood, man, they that's raising fishing ain't the same as it used to be because man, they keep pulling this. If they hear us a shire's coming, they start pulling water around here anymore.
Yeah.
Panic. Used to when they wouldn't pull that water so much, man. We had some awesome fishing.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard of any tornadoes actually around here close getting down. I don't know what happened in down towards Linden and stuff, but they had some. It was showing several tornadoes down there, but I haven't heard no reports if it's any damage or not. A lot of times they can't find out a lot of that stuff till once it gets daylight. But good thing down that way, it's a lot of countryside too.
Yeah.
I know Alabama, man, got tore up and parts of
Mhm.
Georgia. It's,
Yeah.
I'm seeing some of that, and it was awful.
Well, I mean, I'm not glad that it hit those areas, but
No,
I'm glad
yeah.
it didn't come here. You know,
Oh, I know.
because I mean, I'm already.
I know,
I
man.
hate to break it to anybody. You know, if we do get a bad storm to here, but they're gonna have to wait a while because I mean, I'm booked through almost through May now.
Oh, I bet.
And we're still fixing stuff from Hurricane Sally,
Yeah.
like fences and the siding and stuff like that. I mean, that's how backlogged we are down here for hurricane damage and stuff like that.
And on top of that, man, we can't afford any more of it because this is what's helping keep shooting that lumber higher and higher too, and
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. It's getting used up fast as they can
Yeah.
get it here now. We're lucky, man. Just a few weeks earlier, this would all been snow. It's crazy.
Mhm. Living outdoors, I'm in Florida Panhandle by Pensacola.
I'm in Nashville, living just outside Nashville. I was born and raised in Nashville.
I mean, I was born and raised in upstate New York, but I've been down in Florida for almost 20 years now.
We're in a section up here they call the land between the lakes, just about. Not the land between the lakes in Kentucky, but outside of Nashville, Priest and
Yeah.
Old Hickory. And
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rip this filter apart again. Freaking snails. Yeah, I'm a displaced Yankee bomber,
I've been launching place.
or a damn Yankee, whatever you want to call it.
A snowbird that never flew back home.
Isn't that what they call a Yankee that moved down south? A damn Yankee or something like that?
I think so. One of those snowbirds that never made it back north.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, I mean, the town I lived in, unless you wanted to work for the city or the county, which I didn't want to do, there's really no jobs in town because it's an old military town. The base got shut down like probably 30 something years ago. And I mean, it's just it's growing. The town's grown again now, thankfully, because they're using some of that base property to put, government businesses and stuff on. So basically, it's another military installation. But I mean, for the longest time, it was just a dead town, and I was fresh out of high school and didn't give a crap about anything. So I moved down here because my mom was like, "Why don't you move down here and try to get a fresh start?" Here I am, 20 years
so
later.
your mom was in Florida?
She remarried to a guy in the military. My stepdad, he retired down here.
Catfish mom said you're a Yankee Billy.
A Yankee Billy. Yeah, my mom. Yeah, my stepdad retired here at Eglin Air Force Base.
That's good.
I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I think you made the right move.
Oh, yeah,
Myself.
I'm pretty sure. Like I said, it's almost 20 years later. I mean, I've got an awesome wife. I've got an awesome job.
I'd love to live down around Florida myself.
It's a beautiful area.
Oh man, I tell you, if I lived down there, I would just go out on weekend drives and stuff. I
We do
know
that.
traffic be aggravating, but I would still do it just for the scenery and everything.
We do that in the off season. Like I won't. I'll avoid 98 like the plague. During the spring and summer. I mean, sometimes I have to go on it if I have to go to Destin for work. But
I was telling Catfish Mama about that. Well, you said 98 is so busy anymore. It used to not be like that.
yeah, Bomber, we're right in Hurricane Alley. It's the only thing that sucks about living here.
And way this season is starting off here, man. It's probably going to be another hurricane season.
They're saying it's not going to be as bad as the last two. So
because weather's already starting off 2021.
They're only calling for like 16 named storms this year.
Yeah, but last year they didn't call for what we got.
That's true.
And they had to go through create another list last year.
They had to start using the Greek alphabet or whatever.
And they wasn't calling for near what y'all wound up getting.
I don't know. I mean, they say, they can say whatever they want. I go by what
I mean, nobody knows.
I go by what's falling out of the sky at that point in time.
Yeah, no, nobody knows. They can just predict. They go by just looking at the past and everything, and make their predictions and stuff. But hopefully, it won't be that bad.
Absolutely, Bomber Steve. Anytime you come through here, let me know.
New Orleans on my list. Yeah, it'd be good. GRB. I lived south of the Mason Dixon line when I was in the USA in the 70s.
That's right, GRP. If I remember right, you were born here in GRP, right? And then you moved back to Australia, or I'm trying to
I
remember
don't
that.
know that he was born here.
I'm
They
trying
came
to.
over here.
Yeah, I remember him saying like something about when
And Steph, she's
he was a
been over
kid
in
or whatever.
Australia.
I would love that. That's on my bucket list. I would love to go to Australia.
I'd love to see it, that's for sure.
Australia, and then where where my family originated from in Calabria, Italy, is another place I'd like to go. Because I've seen pictures of Calabria and it's beautiful.
Oh, some of that over there, man. You see the pictures and
Yeah.
stuff's unreal. No, I was there between 10 and 15 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think you was born over here. Steph said it was an amazing time.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go get me another cup of coffee, Furlough.
Okay.
Good thing about it this time, I know Catfish Mama's got her thermos made. I'll just get some of that. But I'll be right back.
Okay. But yeah, I definitely would love to go to Australia. See, I'm not a big city guy. I appreciate country, like beautiful countryside. That's what I like. Darwin and Northern Territory. It, John, it four takes about 4, maybe 5 hours now to go from where I'm at to New Orleans. This time of year, probably longer. Mob of about 12 kangaroos lounging around, hopping through the paddock. Yeah, the only thing that scares me about Australia is, I mean, which I don't go in the ocean much anyways, is how big of great white sharks y'all get out there. Yeah, I would love to see kangaroo, like actual kangaroos, like in their natural environment, just hopping around. I've tried kangaroo jerky before, Bomber Steve, and it was pretty good. We have a seafood festival here, and there's always a beef jerky tent, and they have like beef jerky from pretty much anything within reason. Uh, and I tried some kangaroo jerky one time. It wasn't bad. Oh, I know they do. We've actually, Chewy, we had a great white caught off of Pensacola like probably about a week or so ago. Never a report of shark or orca attack in Canadian waters. QLD. But yeah, sharks are a no go for me. And the only body of water I would actually think about going in, like swimming in, would be Lake Malawi to see African cichlids in their natural environment. That'd be the only way you get me in, like underwater. Vascular pick up someone from the Naval Hospital and drive to New Orleans. About 6 hours.
You know, Furlough, I didn't know it, but I was watching the thing on there, some of this Florida stuff, and
Mm.
you know, Florida's big on their oysters and everything. I don't eat oysters,
Mm-mm.
but they can't get them from the where they used to get them at down there, the bay or something. But most
Yeah.
of the oysters comes from Texas and Louisiana and Alabama now. I was
Yeah.
seeing they said,
I don't know. I don't care where they come from. They're nasty.
but was that something to do with all the chemicals or something getting dumped in the bay? Reason they stopped that? It was
Probably.
Appalachian Bay or something where they said they used to get them.
Yeah. Probably. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
But that's crazy. I didn't know that. But they get all of them from Texas and everywhere now.
Mm.
I didn't realize it was that polluted down there where they was getting them from.
Yeah. I don't know, man. If I wanted to eat an oyster, I mean, not to be gross, but I'd hawk a loogie and swallow it.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they're polluted wherever you get them. I'm not eating
Yeah.
any. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't even bring myself to eat one if it was fried.
Nope. That's just one more reason for me not to eat it.
But man, I was watching it was Shuckums. I was watching it about, and I made it Shuckums. Everybody craves about it. I wasn't that impressed, but I don't eat oysters. But they said they serve over 1 million oysters a year. That is crazy.
Mm-hmm. People love them. I don't see what the
They
hype is
swear,
about.
I know, and I don't understand it. And a lot of them just swallows them whole. They never taste them.
I can't even listen to people eat oysters. It gross. It makes me want to throw up.
They ordered a big old plate of them at our table last year, and it's just
Ugh.
ain't no way.
Mm-mm.
But I didn't realize they don't even get them from down there anymore.
Nope.
They said they took a bunch of the baby ones. Yeah, you can get real bad sick off of
Mm.
them. But they took a bunch of the babies or something to Texas and Louisiana and planted them out there and been growing them out there or something. I don't know. It's crazy.
I always tease people like when I see them putting hot sauce or whatever on them. Like, what are you putting hot sauce on it for? Just eat it if you love them so much.
Yeah, if you love them so much, and why do you swallow them whole if they're so good?
Chew that thing up a little bit, you know. If you're gonna do it right.
Uh,
So what they always tell me, oh, they're so good, they're so good. Then you see them with the hot sauce bottle, like,
yeah, I know
you
they
know.
brag about them and everything. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get me a dozen of oysters.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like, what are you putting all that hot sauce on there for? Do you not like the taste of the oyster, or you know? See, for me, it's a consistency thing. I don't like the consistency of it because it reminds me of, like Bomber just said, it reminds me of snot. You know,
it's lime.
it reminds me of snot.
Not kicking any of your oyster eaters.
No, I mean whatever, to each their own. But I mean, I don't know if I wanted to eat
To
an oyster.
me, a big old medium steak would be a lot better.
Like I said, if I wanted to eat something the consistency of an oyster, I would just
Catfish
on
mama
a
said it'd be like eating a slug.
bad allergy day, I would just give myself a good sniff and then swallow it. You know,
Yeah, speaking of slugs, man, the people who eats these snails, escargots,
oof, that's an Italian thing too, and oof. My grandma used to try to get me to eat those things. Nope.
get you a plate of mystery snails. I found it buried. Thanks for coming in, hanging out with us.
Have a good one. Found it buried.
GRB says oyster Kilpatricks are absolutely delicious.
Ish. Mm.
Yeah, we go from a nice Kobe beef steak to oysters. Yeah, it's a lot of shows going on today, y'all. Science Fish Gal, I think's at 4 o'clock. I know Bob Kaler and them's got streams, and I don't know the times for sure. I'm wanting to say Bob was around 6. I don't know for sure.
Oh, it's Science Gal, then Skipper, if he's going today. Then it's Bob. Then it's Susie Q, and then it's Daniken, I believe.
Yeah, Daniken Aquatics, of course, a great one, and right after him, Griffin Fish Room, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a big day on streaming, that's for sure.
I might miss a couple of the afternoon streams, like a couple of the first ones. Unfortunately, I'll be at the tattoo parlor at 2 o'clock, getting this one finished.
Oh, on a Sunday, huh?
Mm-hmm. He was supposed to do it Thursday, but he wound up having to take the day off to be with his daughter. So his daughter's on spring break. So
Imagine these tattoo shops down there starts getting real busy about this time of year too.
yeah. Well, luckily, the one I go to is not on the strip. It's like right about literally like a quarter mile from my house. So it's in town, so they stay a little less busy than the ones down on like Miracle Strip.
If you leaving, or are you saying bye to somebody?
I hate going to those tattoo parlors on Highway 98, like where the downtown is. Like I hate it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I might make it in there, Carrie. I might not, but I'll be getting poked and prodded with a needle for a few hours. So
Susie Q gonna be on your stream, Carrie. Awesome.
that's gonna be a good one too. I might have to.
All by the found it very. All right.
I might have to get my tattoo guy to let me hold my phone in my other hand so I can watch it.
Was I right about the time? Science Scout 4 o'clock Central.
Yep.
I don't know what Carver's doing, John. He's not at work, but maybe he'll still have a string. Yep, 4 Central. He needs to work on that watch time. Bomber said you should stream your tattoo progress. Agony and pain.
It'd be really boring. You might see me flinch a couple times, like on this little area right here, when he's going to be filling. That's going to hurt right there. And then on the back side of my arm, where I can't even see it in here, but like where this stuff is.
Yeah, get in some of those tender spots.
Yeah, that hurt a little bit when he was doing the line work. So I can imagine it's going to hurt pretty good when he fills it in.
I called my doctor and had to leave a message Friday. I want to see if they can't give me my vaccine. They never returned my call.
Mm.
I'd love to get out and get my vaccine this week. Be perfect not having looked for school.
Right.
That way, if you have any fever or sickness with it, you can lay around and deal with it.
Mm. Yeah, luckily it's just that little spot here. It's not. But I plan on getting another one sometime, like right here in this whole area, to cover up this part of the arm. I'm not looking forward to that one.
You should have held off, wait for Carver got his machine. You could get a big discount. Upper arm is a killer. Steve Furlow, my nephew, had 2 tattoo shops in Florida. Call him.
What part of Florida is he in?
Inkville.
Inkville. NZ. I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna have to look that up now. New Zealand Maori Circuit.
They're Nashville's starting to make it 16 and up, but I can't understand why I still can't get mine.
Ooh, on the top of your foot, Carrie, I could only imagine how much that had to hurt. I remember, like, I got one on my chest, like right here, and this part of the wing went over my collarbone, and it felt like somebody was like holding a lit lighter to my collarbone. Oh, those are cool, Bomber.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work for me, John. I'm already feel run down and fever a few days. I wonder what it does to you when you're already feeling run down.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you, a lot of people who's got the long haul disease from this effect from it, saying it's turned them around, got them feeling great. So I don't know.
Yeah, I just looked those up, Bomber. Those are some pretty awesome tattoos.
And I can't be much more run down feeling than I have been lately. Then all of a sudden, what's so crazy about it? All of a sudden, you'll have just like somebody shoot something through your veins, man, you can jump right up off the sofa, and
I was gonna
then
say,
then it'll go right back out of you.
like this past week, you seem like you're doing really good.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just like something runs through your veins, and it's just like it goes out of your veins. I don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
I got a high tide and a real low tide. It's
That was me
crazy.
yesterday. Like yesterday morning, I had all the energy in the world. 'Cause like I said, I didn't do anything on YouTube yesterday morning, so I just started cleaning fish tanks. I got about halfway done with them, and I stopped to eat lunch. And then after lunch, I was like, I got to take a nap. So I wound up taking a 2-hour nap. And then I woke up and I was like, no, I'm not doing anything else today.
Plumber said, imagine a whole heap of blokes with tats like that.
Doing the haka, threatening tribal dance. Look it up, and they were some scary, scary dudes. I bet.
Y'all, let me play my members right quick, y'all. We got 15 people in here. I thought about getting my fishing license this week. Now we got all this flooding, and when I went to get my coffee, I just seen where the temperature is going to drop to just 50 for the highs this week. So, guess I'll hold off a little bit longer.
Made in Britain, tattooed on your forehead for the rest of your life.
Crazy. That one guy, who is that guy that is he a rapper or something? Got all his face full of those tattoos, and
Yeah, it's a rapper. Yeah.
he played in that show Spencer.
Mm-hmm.
Man, anybody does that to their face and stuff. Dave Farrell, how you doing?
Wanted it, but I don't know how people can do and not like be in excruciating pain as they get their neck tattooed like on their throat. Like I've seen people with like their whole entire neck, like throat
I
and all
know,
tattooed. I'm like, how do you do that? Like,
but I mean, they need to feel pain if they put it all over their face and stuff like that.
yeah.
Man, stop and think a minute. When you get old and everything, and
I mean, I'm all for tattoos. Like, I love tattoos, but there's no way in hell I'm going to put them all over my face.
I love tattoos too, and I think they look good if they're done right. But
Yeah.
just certain places, though, man.
I ain't going to put them, I'm not going to put them on my face, you know.
Believe me, your life might change in 30 years from where you're at right now, and you might be wishing, more than likely, will be wishing you didn't have them on your face and stuff. Just, but you know, these people, there's some of them out there go get their tongue split and put those knots in their heads, and man,
I mean, that's what they like to do, I guess. I mean, see.
I can't imagine going through all that.
Like I said, I'll just stick to my arms and my chest and my back, and that's it. I ain't putting nothing on my face, you know.
I guess if some real big snake lovers once gets their tongue split, I hope you don't ever get to loving your snakes that bad.
Ooh, no. That's not going to happen.
It's crazy. Me imagine getting that done, man. Just ugh. And you don't know what the Fed's going to be for 30 years from now and stuff. I mean,
It's like, I think it's funny all the people that got their tribal tattoos like back in the early 2000s, and
yeah,
now like, I mean, I don't care. I'm not going to make fun of somebody for getting a tattoo they like, but now everybody makes fun of tribal tattoos. Like,
I don't know. I like tattoos as long as they're done right and look good and everything.
yeah,
Some of them just awful looking.
yeah.
His catfish mama when places start to sag. Uh, that or stretch, and
Uh-huh.
you start with a little tattoo, then you wind up with a big one 30 years from now. Uh, Big blurry one. But I don't know. I just don't see it on my face and everything. And but they are getting where they can seem like take them away better than they used to and everything.
Yeah, but it's more of a pain to take them away than it is to do
Oh, I bet
them.
it is, man.
Costs a lot of money too.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law, he before he passed, he was having, uh, well, I guess she's still my sister-in-law because she was married to him, but she's remarried now, so whatever. But he was paying for her to have some of her tattoos removed because she didn't like them.
Really?
Thousands of dollars, and now she's out there going and getting more tattoos after she didn't want to have the ones she had. Like,
Crazy.
I'm just
I
like
don't
you.
know.
I'm just like you made him spend thousands of dollars to have your tattoos removed, and now you're out there
Getting them again.
them again. Like, what are you doing? You just like spending other people's money, I guess. Mike,
Florida Rescue.
Mike, I'm up every day early. I can't help it. Like my internal clock is just like blaring an alarm in my head. So that's why I'm up.
Yeah, Carrie, I see a lot of that, and it does make sense, I guess. But I've seen people with their eyebrows tattooed on, and I've heard of them even getting lipstick and stuff tattooed on.
Ugh.
Man, that'd have to be painful too.
That would suck. Like, oh my god.
How in the heck they go through all of that, I don't know. But makeup, and it's amazing how much they can do with that stuff anymore.
So I'm just lucky. I got the guy that does all my tattoos. He's real quick. Like, he'll take a 3 hour tattoo and do it in an hour and a half, and it'll look awesome.
It's good. Those shows used to be real big on TV. I don't guess there are many of them around anymore, is it? I never see any of them.
Yeah, they've got a lot of spin-offs now, or they play a lot of the reruns. But I used to like watching that Ink Master show.
You know, at one show where they made it like a contest, man, and they they had some controversy of putting out some bad tattoos on that show, man. And that would be bad.
I think that was Ink Master. Like,
Was that Ink Master?
yeah, because then after a while they started doing Ink Master Redemption, where whoever, like, some of the people that were on there, got crappy tattoos, and they'd come back and confront the person that gave them the crappy tattoo.
Yeah, I've never something about that. That's just,
And then they would have another artist there and the artist that gave them the crappy tattoo, and they have to decide who they wanted to trust.
yeah, if they want to give them another chance and stuff, you ain't get no more chances for me, buddy.
I know, I'm the same way. Like, you screw up one tattoo on me, I ain't going back to you. It's like I got one on my left arm that I need to get covered up because the guy didn't do a good job on it. And I never went back to that tattoo shop after that.
Oh, some of them you see, man, are just awful.
Yeah, I apologize. I keep clearing my throat into the thing. I'm struggling this morning with allergies.
Yeah. Maybe it's rain and everything knocked a lot of our dang pollen and stuff down, what was already coming out.
I
But
wish it would do that. I wish it would do that here. Yeah, I'm struggling a little bit this morning.
yeah, it can get bad, that's for sure. Hey, these people's always awake, though. I mean, it's amazing. I could pop on 3 o'clock in the morning and still have 8 or 9 pop in here. And
Mhm. I said I got used to working the early morning shift at the grocery store, so I mean, I was used to being up 3, 4 o'clock every day. I finally like sleeping in till 5 o'clock, which is when I usually get up. Is sleeping in for me.
yeah, it is, John. It's a mess out there. Like say, my wife and Carver couldn't even get into work because of roads blocked off and everything. Like say, Bailey pretty well about had to swim to her spot. She's low profile anyway, so I was trying to walk her out there and it was running over in my shoes.
Oh, Bomber, you're never too old to get a tattoo, man. Just do it.
Well, I always wanted me one, and I kept putting it off, putting it off. I got a homemade job, and I was going to cover that up and everything. Every year I went to Florida, I was going to get one and put some kind of nautical deal on there, and I never did. Now I feel like I'm too old to get them.
Ah, you ain't too old. I mean, there was a guy. There was a. That's why I'm awake. For a little woke up coffee and didn't want to. Yeah, I mean, same here, Mike. But I mean, I've been last. This one I got. There was a guy in there at the same time as me. He was like, he's had to be in his 50s or 60s getting a tattoo. I mean, there ain't nothing. Oh, you hate needles? Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, it's a big problem if you eat needles.
But nah, I mean, if you want to get one, just get one. I mean, just make sure it's something you want. You know.
Yeah, put you a big lizard on you. Uh,
My wife's getting a snake tattooed on her.
well, Bomber needs a big snake. GRB needs the lizard. Oh, your wife's getting a snake?
Mm-hmm.
Parts of Alabama all the way up Knoxville getting heavy rain. Oh, man, that's all we've got is rain, man.
Ugh. I'm gonna have to get more coffee here in a minute. That stuff's cold.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it when it gets cold.
Mm-mm. Terry, do you know how many needles are in a snake tattoo? It brings tears to my eyes just thinking about it.
Uh, I only have tats I can cover up with my t-shirt and shorts.
I used to do that when I worked at the grocery store, but I mean, I don't plan on going like all over my face and all that crap like we were just talking about. But I do want to. I would like to have one of my arms like done like a sleeve or whatever.
Tattoos are oddly addictive. I know it. We
They
had
are.
a friend it was Carver and them's friend, but I know them too and everything. But they growed up here in the neighborhood and they all growed up together. But she went to work to Hooters and Hooters didn't allow tattoos and stuff. And she went out and got one on her arm and we'd go up there and eat and everything. And she'd have makeup on her arm where she had to keep it covered up. Next thing you know, she had another one on her. She finally put one over her eyebrow and everything. Hooters wound up firing her for it because they know before they went to work there, you can't have tattoos that
Yeah,
show and everything.
that's just funny to me. Like the whole concept of Hooters, and they won't let them have tattoos.
Yeah, but she was getting carried away with them and
Yeah,
everything.
I know, but still, like the
But
whole
I mean,
concept.
she knew the rules before she took the job.
Yeah, I just think it's funny, like the whole concept of Hooters, and then they're gonna be strict about tattoos.
Yeah, I have had one of my single, but loose in the house since Friday. Dang, you got them loose all the time, man. You just
Yeah, we were moving some stuff around the other day. One of my wife's geckos got out. The Chihuahua, man, that thing was hard to catch. I had to use one of my big fish nets to trap it.
really.
Yeah, that thing is fast.
I thought they didn't move that fast.
Oh, they move when they want to. The leopard geckos, or no, it's the chameleons that don't move fast. Geckos are quick, and they'll jump. They'll, like the what do you call it? Like the Chihuahua gecko and the crested geckos, they can stick to the wall. They can climb up on the ceilings if they wanted to.
Really. So
Yeah,
it's just the chameleons what's slow, huh?
yeah, and they'll move fast. Like if they need to, like they'll move fast. Nothing near as fast as a gecko, but I've seen one of ours move pretty quick. When she, because we've been having to take one of ours to the vet to get shots because she had an eye infection, and she doesn't want to get taken out of her enclosure. She'll move quick.
Had a mate go to his friend's house, and he said one of my red belly black snakes is loose in the house.
And just watch where you sit.
Just watch where you sit. Yeah, I'd watch where I sit, sitting in that car.
Say, Terry, you wouldn't even go in that house.
I would have never went in there. Watch where you sit. I'd be asking where they want to clean.
All right, I gotta grab more coffee. I'll be right back. I
All right,
can't.
buddy.
I can't deal with this cold crap.
You're good. I can't handle it cold neither, man. Well, I think the problem with it is it's some pretty classy and good looking tattoos, and some of them's just not. We have those gray African lizards all over the house. Well, but treat them like pets. Mike's Aquatics and Things. Great seeing you. Appreciate everybody being in here. We got 16 in the room, y'all. Is still in you? Still with us?
All right.
For a little back.
What's going on, Mike?
Yeah, you're still with us, Steve. Buddy, you want to come up? Come up and sing us a little Bee Gees. Yupper.
Oh yeah, JRB. Anything that doesn't belong in Florida makes itself at home in Florida.
You know, I'm actually shocked that the homeless rate ain't up more in places like Florida than stuff. Than man, myself, I wouldn't be here living in the cold and everything. I'd be going to a place like Florida or someplace.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick.
Patrick.
Taking care of my daughter right now, but would say hello fast. Appreciate you, Patrick. Hope everything's going good for you. Steve, furlough your Friday night stream. It's crazy. This must cancel it out or something, but I was watching your stream from my phone Friday, man, and those crickets, man, they are pretty loud.
Well, they were even louder because where my wife was sitting.
Is that where they was at?
Yeah, because she was sitting in the reptile room.
But it's funny. I can hear them on the phone, but I can't hear them on my laptop.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that.
I mean, it didn't bother me, but I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
can
know.
definitely hear them. It don't bother me because I hear crickets all the time, but
All right. I mean, it don't bother me, but I just
but that's part of it, man.
Yeah.
That's part of being in aquatics and
Mm-hmm.
reptiles and everything.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing that drives me crazy or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of neat hearing them, actually.
Yeah.
21 in the room.
Like I said, I like listening to it. It makes me feel like
Yeah, I've always liked hearing them.
it makes me feel like I'm back at the hunting camp. Where were we at years ago? Just sitting out by the fire at night or something.
Catfish Mama's still with us, and making me sleepy. But it's just fun. Only reason I mention it is funny. I can't hear them through my headset, but I can hear them if I'm on the phone.
Like I said, where I sit, it's in the fish room. So I mean, there might be like one or two like roaming around the house that you might hear from my area, but in her area, that's where we actually keep them. And most of the reptile enclosures have them in it. That haven't been eaten yet. So
some escapees.
Yeah. Oh, there's always escapees. I'll always find at least 2 crickets crawling around the house. I mean,
hey, Catfish Mama, a good way to wake up? A good country ham breakfast. I take 3 eggs over medium. And don't worry about the homemade biscuits. Toast be fine. It would be good this morning. She probably just ended the stream right then.
I'll say she's probably on her way to smack you.
They just cleared our lake front of the homeless. I guess certain states won't put up with it or anything. Probably is the reason Florida's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean we used to have them all the time uh, down on Highway 98, like right before you get into Fort Walton Beach. Like they'd be out there on 98, like panhandling, and the cops would chase them off. And now we're getting them in town, like actually in town.
That's my only biggest complaints when they don't do nothing about the panhandling and aggravating the tourists and everything.
Yeah.
I think it should be stiffer laws on that. If they're bothering anybody or
Mhm.
they used to be real bad about bothering you, and that they still do certain ones. Most of them don't, but there's still a few of them who gets pretty
Yeah.
aggravating and stuff, which I never would put up with any of it.
Mm-mm. It's like if I tell you no, don't keep
Yeah, it
don't
was me.
don't
If I
keep
told you
talking.
no, and that meant no, and
Doesn't mean like
Catfish mom says she's going to bed.
oh wow, Florida Fish Rescue, man. Sorry about that.
Oh, that ain't good. Well, I tell you, it's just like it's like say I constantly got crickets or ringing in my ears, so it's bad to have that if it, especially if you're in a quiet room, man, it can
Yeah.
drive you crazy.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't even hear the crickets anymore. I'm used to them. Like they don't even. The only time I notice them around is like either when I'm feeding them to the reptiles or I see one crawling across the floor or something that escaped out of the enclosure.
Stephanie, my son just got back to me. We were hot on the trail of an A2 Jersey cow. Someone got in ahead of us.
Hmm, that ain't no good.
14 inches of rain in Nashville. I know we got a lot. I didn't realize it was that much, John, but that makes sense. Yeah, it's rough, Florida, man. I tell you, especially like say if you get in a quiet room, it drives you crazy.
Mhm. Yeah, I've got swimmers here. Like every time I swallow, I hear like crackling, and then I got the ringing in my ears too.
I never did, man. I always shot guns and went hunting and races and everything. I never did protect my ears and stuff, and
No, when I was younger, I never did. Like I do, you know,
I'm paying
listen
for it now. And
to listen to my music full blast in the car, truck, and
that's the reason I always try getting on to the boys and everything. They put those headsets on and blast them and everything.
yeah,
I know what it'll do to you. Yeah, Catfish Mama says she loves the Sam Furlough. Makes me sleep good like rain on a tin roof.
yeah. I mean, like I said, listening to my loud music, loud, and going shooting without, like, I don't need no ear protection. When I go shooting, and
Yeah, I know.
now I'm paying. Now you pay for it.
You'll pay for it, believe me. 19 people in the room and
I mean,
14 inches rain. That's a lot of rain.
I get to the point now, like even like uh, the sound of like certain power tools that I use, like I'll have to wear earplugs because it'll mess with my ears. You know.
I actually want me some hearing aids, man. They got some of these that you can't even see, and
Yeah.
but I'll never be able to get them. It's ridiculous what they charge for those things. I checked on them; they're something like $5,000-6,000. It's crazy.
That's probably with insurance.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
And I'd love to have at least one in my right ear because I am hard of hearing, man, and I know I talk too loud. And if you come in the house, my wife gets on to me because I got the TV blasting because I can't hear good. And little Luke, he gets mad at me because I had trouble understanding what he's saying and everything. And he'll get mad and just clam up and not say anything. And I try to tell him, buddy, it ain't you. I just can't hear you and understand.
Yeah. I'm dreading it because my dad's whole side of the family is hard of hearing, and I'm starting to get that way, and I'm dreading it because
It's bad, man. I promise you.
I hate having to make people repeat themselves, and I hate having to repeat myself. Like I hate it.
It would feel so good to be able to hear, and
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know what it feel like to be without this ringing in there, but
And my grandpa, he's 95, 96 years old, and he hates wearing his hearing aids. Like he can't hear. Like you have to yell when you talk to him.
yeah. Well, I
If you,
can understand it. The big one's what fits behind your ear and everything. That's what I like about those they had.
yeah.
They hide in your ear and everything. They would be awesome to have,
Mm-hmm.
but man, it's ridiculous. Something that little, that kind of money and everything.
Yeah.
They take advantage of it and everything, the insurance and everything. That should be another thing. Should be against the law and everything.
Yeah.
And flat screen TVs and everything, the prices has dropped drastic on all that stuff. And if you remember when flat screens first came out, how expensive they was and everything, but
Well, they
stuff
come out
like
with
this won't drop in money. What's dealing with any kind of doctor or medical stuff?
right. Yeah, it's just like mine. Thank God my dad's got good insurance because he's got a prosthetic leg, and that would be like if he didn't have insurance, that would be like 20 grand out of his pocket.
Yeah. See, man, that's a thing.
Probably more than that. I mean,
Some good insurance would be really nice. We don't
yeah,
have Walmart's insurance ain't that great anymore.
yeah, because he's got a prosthetic leg all the way up to like his mid thigh or like upper thigh,
Mm.
so it's pretty much a full leg he's got to deal with. But yeah, if it weren't for insurance, man, he'd be in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Catfish Mama. All those years of hunting
Hmm.
where you lost your hearing, and out we would just shoot tons of gun and everything. They would wear protection.
Well, because you don't want to wear hearing protection while you're hunting because you got to
Well,
hear what's around you.
yeah, you used your hearing to
Especially if you
hear
live.
the deer and everything, but
Well, not only do you want to hear the deer, but you want to hear, if something's creeping up behind you, like a black bear
yeah.
or a coyote or something.
I never did play attention to that. I got some of my best sleep in the woods.
Oh, I've slept in the woods. Trust me, I've gotten pretty much everything I've ever killed in the woods was just waking up from a nap.
It's no telling what's got by me if I'd had a cam on me, man, because I I was bad about raking me out some leaves and lean up against a tree, man, and get some of my best sleeps in.
Yeah. Yeah, I would literally, I'd be like zonked out for like 2, 3 hours, and I wake up and there's either a deer or a big old hog and out, out in the food plot. And I'm like, oh crap, gotta fumble around, get my gun up, and
I've got a many a deer waking up and they'd be there and stuff. But man, that's a good feeling sleeping in the woods. I'll never forget one time I woke up, man. I thought I was in twilight zone. We used to hunt down in Linwood, and man, it was country back then. You'd get lost, and well, three of us got lost there at the same time one time, man. And all three of us, three different vehicles, dropped us off at camp, walked our legs off, and finally come out on old dirt road and everything. And we all split up at one spot, and then late that evening, we all got dropped off by different vehicles. But I got back in there and fell asleep and everything, man. And when I woke up, it was a guy down there, and he's dressed in solid black and just chopping on a tree and everything. And it was one of those Mennonites. But man, I woke up and he was just down from me down there, and I was up there sleeping. I was about freaking out back then. I'll never forget that. And man, I got up and snuck out there real slow and everything. I'll never forget that.
I know I freaked out one time. I was napping up in a tree and the wind started blowing. The tree was like swaying, so I thought I was falling. It woke me up because it was swaying so bad. I thought I was falling.
I've done that in tree stands before, fall asleep and the wind wake you up.
Mm. And of course, like I woke up abruptly and like made a bunch of noise. So I was like, well, I might as well get down. If anything was around me, it's gone now.
Yeah, I remember that catfish, mama. Deer came running through there, and I threw the gun up and shot, and the deer fell one way, and I fell the other. The scope hit me right between the eyes and broke my nose and
Ouch.
put a big old cut across. But like I say, the deer fell and I fell.
At least you got the deer. I mean,
I got back up, and where I fell over at, it was blood all on the ground. I think I lost almost as much blood as the deer did. I've done that a couple of times. Old black powder, and I was shooting Magnum grain in 150 grain powder. Boy, it busted my head.
I'll say that had to have some kickback for sure.
Oh, it did, man. And when you see a deer right quick, you don't pay attention how close you got it to your eyes and everything. I've done that a couple of times. I got the scars from them.
Mm-hmm.
Concussion and everything that day, though. Came home, blood all over me. I'm lucky to even be here, man. I used to get out and hunt all the time by myself and everything. Had the tree stand fall out from under me one day, and the only thing saved me, I had the hand climbers, and I was hanging on to the hand climber at the time. Oh yeah, man, used to be some weird sounds. And I always loved going in the woods way before daylight, and I'd stay till after dark for it to come out.
I remember right before dark, I shot a 150-pound wild hog, and I sat up in the tree stand. I waited for about 10 more minutes to make sure it was dead before I got down there because I did not want to tangle with that thing. And so I'm dragging it because somebody else had shot a deer, so they had the deer cart. So I'm dragging it by hand out of there, and all of a sudden I hear coyotes start yipping. I'm like, great. I'm dragging this dead hog carcass behind me, and there's coyotes coming. I'm gonna have to shoot every single one of these things. I'm probably gonna run out of ammo. That's why I carry a sidearm with me when I go hunting for snakes and coyotes. But yeah, that was probably my scariest night of hunting when I was dragging a bloody carcass behind me and coyotes coming.
I've done that many a times, man, and those coyotes. I never did I see a few, but never would see them like you'd hear them and everything, man. You'd hear them, they'd be close by, but they still
Yeah.
stay hid pretty good.
Oh yeah, I could hear him coming down the main dirt road. Was like probably I don't know, like a quarter mile or less from where I was sitting, and I could hear him coming down that road. I was like, crap! I called my father-in-law. I was like, you got to come help me get this thing out of here because if not, I'm gonna have coyotes all over me. You know.
I know you pretty well had to get your deer out of the woods because if you ever left it till next morning, most time coyotes would have it tore up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still hear them taking Bailey out over here. We got coyotes around our subdivisions, everything, which we don't have to go block, and we still got some woods. Well, across streets, it's some woods over here. Thank goodness the water company bought a big section across the street, man, and they got it fenced in, and but man, it's full of some monster deers over there.
Oh yeah.
That's one place. Thank goodness they bought that property and didn't build no houses in there. It used to be all country through here.
That's the only thing I don't like about hunting down here is like the deer are so small down here.
They're little, ain't they? I was watching a video the other day, and it was showing them down in Saint Andrews down there, and small body deers what they were showing.
Well, because like you get like a 8-point here, and it might be like 120 pounds.
Yeah,
But you get an 8-point up where I'm from, like up in central New York, and it'd be pushing 200 pounds.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. And on up Canada, man, they got some monster bodies.
it's like first time I saw a deer here, I thought it was like I was driving down one of the country roads. It was grazing on the side of the road, and I thought it was a dog. Like I'm like, is that a dog? Like, you guys?
I
got
don't know why
wild
they're
dogs?
smaller down there.
I don't know. It's just probably just different stuff they eat here. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
That they're so small here. Like I mean, they're still good eating. It's just they're so small. Like
well, where we hunt and everything, we didn't have to deal with bears around here, John. So they are starting to move in this ways now. But
yeah, we got bears here. That's another thing we got to be careful of. And the black bears are protected here, so if you shoot one of those, you better.
are they protected?
Yeah, you can't just go off and kill a black bear around here.
They don't have a season on them or nothing, or
I think you get to get a special,
special drawing or
like
something.
some kind of special permit or something to be able to get them. I don't even think you can do that, honestly. I just know they're protected. But if you like if one's coming after you and you kill it, you better be able to prove that it was coming after you, that your life was in danger. Otherwise, you're gonna be in a world of hurt.
Huh. After the protest, 50 deer would walk through.
Mm-hmm. Same with the military reservation here. You can hunt on part of it, and there's parts that are closed down. And every time you drive by a part that's closed down, you'll see all the deer in there.
Fort Campbell's loaded with them, man.
So many people get in trouble because they'll be like driving down one of the roads on the reservation. They'll see a deer in a protected area, and they'll shoot it and think they can be quick enough to go run in there and grab it real quick. And they always get caught, though. They're stupid. And that's why we have such strict rules around here now, because of stupid people that can't follow rules.
Well, some of them just don't care, man,
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
and sit there and take it. And I don't feel sorry for them when they get the big fines and
I don't
everything.
either. I don't either. I mean, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You know.
Yeah. Black bears up here in Canada, there are a lot of them. Yeah. No one else to make coffee.
I know
I've
it.
dealt with that problem for many years now in Florida.
Oh, I got to rip this FX6 apart today, and it's probably infested with snails again. I got to clean them all out. You can see all the damn bubbles around, bubbles in the background.
I don't know what's changed about my mystery snails. They was dropping the egg sacs everywhere, and they haven't dropped one in quite a while now.
Is it in that tank that you moved or no?
Yeah, that tank that I moved, they was dropping them like crazy. Even
Yeah, they might have. I mean, when you put it back together, it might have shocked them a little bit or stressed them out. I mean, they'll get back to normal.
I didn't know what happened because they was having
Yeah.
egg sacs every time you turn around.
They'll probably start again, I'm sure.
Hey, those German blues, how big did they get?
They only get like I think maybe 3 inches tops. If that, they're a dwarf cichlid, so they don't get very big.
So at the most, about 3 inches. That's what I was wondering, man. I was looking at some of them. I like to have some small cichlids like that or something. Those are a neat looking fish.
Yeah, just they're very sensitive fish, though, Terry.
I
Just
read something about that too, that people having trouble keeping them and everything.
if you can find somebody local that breeds them, you'd be in a lot better shape.
Really?
Because getting them from the pet stores, usually I mean, they're not the greatest. They're not the greatest quality when you get them from the pet store.
Really? Well, what's a good fish, small fish that don't get too big like that? That's hardy. Is it anything fairly hardy?
Look for Bolivian rams.
Selenium,
Bolivian,
Bolivian.
yeah, like Bolivian. Yeah, they're a lot more hardy than the German blues, and they're pretty fish too.
Are they?
Yeah,
Nathan Fish Boy.
yeah, or shell
Shell
or shell
dwellers.
shell dwellers. All right, Sean number 2, shell dwellers.
Yeah, I was looking at those German blues. They was pretty though.
I mean, you do what you want, Terry. I'm just giving you my experience
Yeah,
with them.
I
Like,
did. I did see them mentioning in the
yeah,
videos about some of them having trouble keeping them alive and
yeah, they're
stuff.
kind of they're kind of a pain to they're kind of a pain to keep alive. I mean, because I had everything. The last time I had them, I had everything perfect. Like I had the water temperature right. I had them in the tank, but nothing else but them and a little small bristlenose pleco, and Planet, all that good stuff. And they just, I mean, they lasted a lot longer, but they still died. Like once they start dying, they just like one right after another will go.
Now, there was something else I was going to ask too. On those smaller fish like it, can the koi catfish still live with them, or will they hurt the koi catfish?
I don't think so. I mean, German blues. I mean, the only thing I've seen them be aggressive with is each other. Like that's if they're trying to pair off or breed or something. I don't think they'll mess with the Corys that much. I mean, but I mean, Mike is right. Shell dwellers are another good one if you can find them. Sometimes they're hard to find,
Really?
but you can order them online. I'm sure you can have a lot easier time finding them online than you would in a local fish store. But, and you don't need a very big tank for them either. I mean, 29 gallon, you could have a decent amount in there. But yeah, and
Do
John
they come
McKenzie.
in different
Oh yeah,
colors
there's
and looks?
there's all different kinds of shell dwellers. I mean, check out some of Mike's aquatics and things videos. He's got some
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
he's got some good ones on there.
I don't know. I'm just wanting something different in a tank, and
Yeah. But like John McKenzie said, he was talking about the Bolivian rams too. They're a lot more hardy, and they get a little bigger. They'll get like maybe I think they'll get like maybe 3 or 4 inches.
I was
But
hoping to find something I could keep maybe right around the 2 inch mark or
yeah,
something.
as far as cichlids, there's not too many that'll stay that small.
Shell dwellers, how big do they get?
Shell dwellers, I mean, they vary too. Some of them get a little bigger, but I mean, the majority of them stay pretty small. I think, like,
Empty
I don't know.
fishy friends.
And I had some apistogrammas are good. I'm waiting on a pair of triple red cockatoides from a local guy that's supposed to be giving me a pair of them. It's going to be my next breeding project.
2 inches around there. I don't know. Like I say, I just get thinking something different, and I thought about some tetras or
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the dwarf cichlids are pretty awesome.
yeah.
Like I
I
said,
just like the looks of the colors and stuff, and
yeah,
that's what I thought was awful neat about the Rams. I just happened. I heard somebody mention Rams, and I typed it in, pulled it up, and looked at them, and they was
oh yeah,
pretty neat looking and everything.
they're beautiful fish. Yeah, and I was just fixing to say that, Chewy. I mean, just keep in mind that they are cichlids. They do get aggressive, like with territory and breeding and stuff like that. It doesn't matter what kind of cichlid it is. I mean, some are some are less jerky than others, but they all can be jerks.
Fire red.
Yeah, Agazizi, I guess that's what I call them. The fire reds, those are beautiful.
Really?
Yeah,
How you pronounce that?
I call them Agazizi or
Like it's
Agazizi.
easy fire red.
Yeah,
Pull that up and check him out.
I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but that's or Agazai maybe.
Yeah, that's my problem too. I need something I can pronounce.
But with those, you can just call them fire reds,
Yeah,
fire red pistos.
it's bad to have something. Anybody ask you what you got, you can't tell them.
What kind of yeah? That's what Chewy's asking. Like, what kind of water do y'all have, Terry? Do you have soft water or hard water? Do you know?
Nah, it's fairly hard. Yeah, those do look good. Those fire
Yeah.
red,
If you got fairly hard water, you may want to go with shell dwellers then.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, those look good. They resemble the Germans quite a bit, as far as body shape and everything.
Yeah, the pistos are a little. They're not as tall, I guess you'd call it. Their body's not as tall. They're a little more streamlined. Yeah. Say however you spell it, however you say it, Anthony. I have no idea.
Yeah, I like the looks of them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of dwarf cichlid species. I mean, more than you think. So I mean, I would just get what you want. I mean,
They got one in here. I don't know how you pronounce it, but Borley Opal,
Borelli. Yeah,
Borelli Opal.
Borelli
That's a
opal.
pretty fish too.
Yep. And I mean, if you want to do German blue rams, Terry, you just go ahead.
Well, I don't want something's going to die on me.
Don't let me scare you off with my misfortunes with it.
No, like I say, I did see it mentioned in there.
Yeah, you might be the one that could figure something out to keep them alive. You never know. I mean,
somebody's got in here the Apistogramma's Hong something Hong SLOY. Awesome beginner fish.
Yeah.
They're a good looking fish.
I mean, you do what you want, Terry. Like I said, don't let me.
No, I don't want something that's.
I'm just telling you my.
Well, you're not the only one because it's on here. People's talking about it and everything.
Yeah. And I think that's the only thing I didn't do is make my water softer for them. I think that was the problem. I probably should have went with like RO water or something for them.
Anthony said Aquaballs had some of those opals and they're beautiful.
Yeah. That's the only thing I didn't do like this last time around with my German blue ram is I didn't soften the water. I just
So they like softer water.
Mm-hmm. Soft and water and warm water. Like you want to keep the water temp about 82, 83 degrees.
Yeah, my water might be too hard for them then.
Yeah.
They are neat looking fish, though. The fire reds are pretty. I don't know. I like some of these schooling looking fish too, and something, just something different than the guppies,
Yeah.
And I love my angel fish, but I don't want all angel fish. Mainly just to keep, Anthony. I ain't worried about the breeding. I ain't have no much breeding luck on my guppies. Even my platinum tigers are starting to do pretty good, but
I'm telling you, if you like some schooling fish, you should look into some of the barbs. If you get the right amount of them, people say they're fin nippers, this and that, but I've got a decent school of filament barbs and Odessa barbs in with my severums, and not a single severum has a single mark on them from those barbs.
Real.
Yeah.
Fish on, just waking up. I gotta get your phone number, Fish on, where we can ring you and get you up early.
If Anthony wants the link. I love barbs. I think that's my favorite. That's my favorite schooling fish.
Well, I do like some of them. Those Odessa barbs and stuff. They look neat.
The filament barbs are my favorite, but they can get to be like 3-4 inches.
They get pretty good size. I like the filament.
Yeah, they'll get a little bigger, but they're a beautiful fish.
And everybody chubs, and everybody tells me they ain't nothing till you see them in person.
Yeah. Like I could show you mine right now, but they're not gonna. The camera will do them no justice whatsoever.
What I heard.
Hey, good morning, guys. I have no lights on or nothing, so I won't have the camera on, but I wanted to chat about some pistols with you.
All right, buddy.
So we just went down to Aquarium Fish Depot, a place I've been frequenting. It's in San Diego. And they have a planted tank there that has quite a few different schooling fish and pistos. They have a pair of hongzoi in there. The male is always fired up. Terry, I am going to start preaching basically for any fish that you could keep with plants, keep them with live plants. They look so much better.
Yeah.
All the time. Just fish that I've grabbed from a store that just look super dull. Put them in a planted tank and they just turn amazing within hours usually.
That's something too. I do want to make me a nice planted tank. I do want to get me a good
So,
planted looking tank.
but I think the fire reds look amazing without having to have plants in there. Um, pretty much the whole time. And as far as your hard water, how hard is it?
Well, it ain't super hard. I don't think. I'm sure it gets a lot harder. I forget what it was, but I
I don't
mean
think
my
you can be a whole lot harder than my water. I'm in LA and it's some pretty grody water.
really.
If you're just planning on keeping them, I think you'll be just fine with the pistos. At least many of them. Not all of them. I'm sure there are some that I'm pretty sure are going to need the softer water to just live a slightly better life. But um, most of the mainstream ones, especially if you wanted to go with the cockatoides, I think those are some of the most durable pistos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just wanting something, that didn't get real big. I'd like to have something in the 2 inch range or somewhere's around there. No more than about 3 inches or so.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
far I have a couple tanks with the pistos in them and guppies, and they've been leaving the guppies alone so
Oh,
far,
really? You
although
got
they
them
have
in
not
with the
gone into
guppies?
breeding mode yet. So we'll see how that goes.
That's pretty neat. You got them in with the guppies.
Yeah, they like I said, they haven't started breeding yet though, and but they're in a 10-gallon, the ones I have with guppies currently. So small tank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
yeah. I'm just like I say, I'm in the mood of something different.
Our cichlids are awesome. I mean,
But I did see it. Did see it on there about German blues or being sensitive and everything, and can be hard to raise.
the German blue rams.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think they want softer water. I think those are one of the fish that
they
will
do.
simply live better in softer water than hard water.
yeah,
They do a lot better if you, like I said, if you can find a local breeder that's kind of bred the funkiness out of them, for lack of a better word.
Taplin Creek, buddy.
Because a lot of times
Rise and shine.
when you buy them at the pet store, they got so much bad stuff going on in them.
Well, I've always heard not to buy from the pet stores and stuff.
Yeah. For fish like that, I would look for local breeders. I mean, that's just me. Like I've
I'd say
tried
it'd be better through a local breeder,
I've tried
especially
German
if
blue
those are
rams. Like,
expensive.
yeah, I've
And
tried German
rams.
blue. Yeah, I've tried German blue rams like 5 or 6 different times, and I just I can't make it work. The only thing I'm thinking of now, because the last time, the only thing I didn't do was soften the water for them, and I think that's what the downfall was. But every other time, I just couldn't figure it out.
Appreciate Peplin being in here. Nathan, got 20 people in the room. Great seeing you, Anthony. I don't get to see Anthony much anymore.
Yeah, things have been quite busy. Um, just picked up 2 rimless tanks this weekend. Was supposed to skate, but ended up at Aqua Balls for a barbecue for 2 days.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Oh man, he cooked some great food.
Mm.
Peplin gets some cribs.
Crebenzas, yeah, they're pretty. That's a pretty fish too.
Really. They're
Mm.
bulletproof.
Yeah, they don't get terribly big at all either. Three, 3, 4 inches maybe.
Really.
Yeah. But again, they're cichlids. Like, especially they get nasty when they breed.
I,
I mean,
I was gonna say I heard I
yeah.
had never kept them, but I've heard they're terrors when they're breeding, and
Oh yeah, they're
I hear
terrible.
they like to breed a lot, like
Yeah.
convicts.
And they they are nasty little boogers when they breed. I mean,
Now convicts, they get pretty big, don't they?
Not too big, but again, the whole breeding thing, and if you have a male and a female, you're not going to stop them from doing it.
oh no, they're just add with convicts. It's just add water, pretty much.
Really?
Add water and have a male and female, and you're gonna have fry.
Yep, I'm just waiting for mine to get to size before they start breeding. I know at least one person wants them, just because they were Nathan's convicts.
Mm.
Yeah, they do look good too.
Mm. Especially the
See,
female.
that's what I mean. Different style fish. Those are neat too.
And that's one of the few instances where the female fish is prettier than the male.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the female will get when she's ready to lay eggs, she'll get a beautiful like red, purplish red belly, and she's got all those yellow and black spots all over her tail and dorsal fin. I mean, the females are beautiful.
I love.
You're looking at the cribs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them here's almost got a bass look to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the colors in them. So they're pretty easy to keep.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, if you get a male and female, just be ready for them to terrorize everything in the tank if they have eggs.
Really.
They'll chase away bigger fish just to keep them away from their breeding area. I mean,
Good to know, Chewy.
Yeah, I really like them.
they're pretty easy to come by too.
Like I say, I don't know, just like I say, I'm ready for something different. They don't kill other fish, just keep them away. You know. I'm sure they probably would kill a guppy though, wouldn't they? But the koi catfish would be okay with them.
They might. I mean,
Which that's no big deal. I take my kois and put them in another tank and stuff.
yeah.
You can keep them with fast tetras.
Yeah, anything that can outswim them, or
Maybe some barbs.
Yeah, barbs would be nice with them. I'm
Even
always
though
gonna go.
typically different temperature ranges, but I mean, there's that sweet spot.
I'm always gonna go with barbs when it comes to barbs or Congo tetras when it comes to like schooling fish. Those are my favorites.
Nathan, when
Florida Fish
$6 a cup.
Florida Fish Rescue. We have about 200,000 convicts available if anybody's interested.
It's rough.
I wouldn't know what to do with all them.
200,000.
Well, sounds like Florida Fish Rescue has some fine eating to do. I'm sure convicts are eating somewhere.
I've heard a lot of people like when they get convicts, like if they have bigger fish, like they'll actually, if they don't want to keep all the fry, they'll feed the fry to like Oscars and stuff like that instead of going and buying feeder fish at the fish store for them.
there's people that breed convicts for that sole purpose.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, man. I'd say it'd have to depend on your fish because I'd seen a little 2-inch convict punk a 6-inch Oscar. So
Oh yeah. I mean, those
um,
convicts can be little jerks too.
so you could be overrun very quickly with that idea.
Oh yeah.
Although I'm sure if it was like a jag or something like that, you wouldn't have an issue, you know?
Well, that jag would just be like, really, dude?
Yeah. Gulp. Go fight my stomach acid.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, Peplin, some of those fish look pretty big.
Which one are you looking at?
That he had that link there to look at his 25 seconds of his, however you pronounce them, cribs or whatever. Or,
Cribs. Yeah.
Chewy fed Dempsey fried guppies.
oh, so not all those fish are the same though, right?
No, I think he's got his cribs in there with his African cichlids.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some of them looked awful big.
Yeah, because cribs, they're African cichlids, but they're not African cichlids. Like, they're from Africa, but they're not considered
Yeah.
like from the 3 lakes or whatever.
Yeah, from the 3 Rift Lakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're neat. They're the ones hanging out around the bottom mainly, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they usually stay on the bottom.
Yeah, they're pretty.
So you get a male, female, give them a nice cave, and you'll play some Barry White and all that good stuff, and you'll have fry in no time.
That's what I was told about guppies. And my pastels and albinos disagree with that. That's awesome, man. I like the looks of them.
They're pretty fish for sure.
And I love the looks of all of them. I just can't get in any of these big fish or anything. But at least those, they're keeping smaller, but you still got that look and everything. Is what you need about them.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be neat. Well, I know down there in Florida, man, just all the different looking fish and everything.
Yeah.
But living out and having a lot of native fish like that, man, some beautiful fish in certain places.
That's what I'm talking about. Florida Fish Rescue. He's got 2 juvenile convicts, or got juvenile convicts in a community cichlid tank with jags and Africans, Oscars, Dempsey, and Texas.
Yep.
I thought that Texas would have tore them apart at least.
I know, it was funny. When my brother had a fish tank, he had a Texas cichlid and some other stuff in there with a pair of blue acaras, and those blue acaras had eggs. And that Texas cichlid wasn't the tank boss anymore after that. No, those acaras, man, I was shocked. Those acaras held them off.
The albino snakeskin guppy, man, it's one of the prettiest guppies I got in there. It made a beautiful male fish, but I've lost both my females now, and they never did spawn out. I've had them about 7 months or so, and they never did produce anything.
The albino cribs are pretty too. That's what Peplin was saying.
Yeah, they probably are neat looking.
I'm a sucker for albino fish. Anyway, I love albino fish.
I don't know. Like I say, I get on these catches, just something different and everything.
Yeah.
And like I say, I love my angelfish, but I still want something different besides them. The angelfish is doing real good.
I'm getting real excited about this uh, Bucanoto right here because he's finally starting to color up.
Nice.
He's
None of those fish, Perlo, will crossbreed with each other or anything. And
I mean, they could, but I mean, like a hap and a peacock. I mean, it's unlikely. I mean, it's not saying that they wouldn't, but I mean, if they wanted to, they could, I guess. But I only have like I don't have very. I only have a couple females. I mean, and they're OB females, so that's the only fish I really breed out of that tank right now, besides the male and female dolphin that I have in there.
convict cichlers can hold their own with many cichlers.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks for having me up, Terry. Good to
Hey,
chat for a
anytime, man.
while.
It's
I
been
got to
great
get some
seeing you.
sleep back. Have a good
Great,
day, everyone.
Later,
great
Anthony.
seeing you,
Later.
buddy.
Yeah, this guy right here is finally starting to get his color, and I'm excited about him because they're beautiful when they color up.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love all those fish you got back there in the background, man. Beautiful fish. And I'd love to, well, I might as well not even talk about that. I was going to say I'd love for Peplin to get up and show his tanks, but I guess you go watch the videos, Sonny.
Go watch the video.
Uh, uh,
Yeah, what Chewy was saying. Like two different types of haps will crossbreed, and two different types of peacocks will crossbreed, but never, typically not a hap and a peacock crossbreeding.
like, share, subscribe. Uh, I know Peplin, he's got me. I love this green background I got on this angelfish tank, and
Mm-hmm.
he's the one I learned about that green, but it looks really good.
Yeah. Because like one of the fish I just ordered that's in quarantine right now is a hap crossbreed. It's a Malawi hawk and a Maculaceps, however you say it. That's gonna. I've seen pictures of the parents of that fish, and it was beautiful.
I just, like I say, it still just blows me away for y'all to even know what y'all got in your tanks. You got so many different named fish and everything. I don't see how y'all do it.
I don't know. I mean, I slip up, and sometimes I'll forget because some of them don't have a common name. Some of them are just scientific names, and that's hard for me to remember as a scientific names. But I mean, with all the fish I got, it is hard to remember sometimes. But I haven't even scratched the surface. Like I don't understand how Kenny can have like 70 tanks and know exactly everything that's in there. Like that guy's amazing.
And how big do they get, Peplin? Big Easy still around? Yeah, it's a. I'll have to show my fish and just y'all tell me what they are. I won't be able to pronounce them. Uh, It's crazy, man. Just the names and there. You have 3 to 4 inches. That's still pretty good sized fish.
I don't know. I mean, some people don't like hybrids. I like them. You know, I think they're beautiful. Like some of the most beautiful fish in the hobby, I think, are hybrids.
I like the different looks and everything and the hybrids and stuff.
As
But
long as it's done responsibly, like I don't have a problem with it. But I mean, like if you're selling hybrids, as long as you're like advertising that they are hybrids and that it's not
yeah,
one or the other's
you know you're
species.
getting hybrids and
Yeah.
stuff. And especially if they start raising them and selling them. And John, appreciate you, buddy.
Like it's the reason why I don't get into too many groups on Facebook is like you got those, you know, the keyboard warriors. Like they find out you got hybrids and they're like, oh, you don't know what you don't know what the hell you're doing. You keep hybrids. You blah blah blah. I'm like, shut up. Just mind your own business.
Yeah. Well, myself, I'm just keeping them to enjoy the fish, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be raising them, selling them, and advertising them as so and so. And
Like I said, I'll be selling them to my local fish store, but
yeah,
and that's just my OBs and my Malawi dolphins that I breed, and soon to be the Lake Victorian haps. If I can get them to, you know, quit eating their eggs, because I really don't want to have to like strip the eggs out of them. I'm trying not to do that. But
when they lay eggs like that, how long does it take before the eggs actually hatch?
you, for most Africans, they'll lay them, they'll pick them up in their mouth. You know, the female will lay the egg, the male will go over it, fertilize, then she'll come back around, pick it up in her mouth, and she'll keep them in her mouth for like 17 to 21 days, I believe.
Wow.
And she won't eat that whole time. That's why a lot of people strip them and put them in an egg tumbler that's connected to an air pump, so, to keep the eggs tumbling, because that's what it would be doing in the female's mouth.
So she keeps them tumbling in her mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's amazing, man.
And then when she's ready, she'll spit them out, and you can either, if you have her separated, which is a good idea to separate because she doesn't eat for 3 weeks, she's a lot weaker, and that way the other fish won't pick on her. But it's a good time to watch her, like see how she does with the fry, if she's going to be a good mom or if she's going to eat them all.
I was fixing to say, once she spit them out, will she eat them back? And
It's 50-50. I mean, sometimes they'll be a good parent and do what they need to do, and other times they'll just be like, you know what, you guys are stressing me out, I'm going to eat you.
it's bad you hold them in your mouth all that time and you turn around and eat them.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's just like people. Some fish
Oh,
are bad.
yeah.
Some fish are bad parents. I enjoy watching it though. Like I used to just strip the eggs and put them in a tumbler, but I'm getting to the point now where I kind of like watching the whole process.
Oh,
You
I
know?
like that. You showed
Yeah.
me where they're holding them in their mouth and everything.
Mhm.
It's neat looking at that and everything. I think.
I like seeing the whole process from when they do their little breeding dance all the way to the end when the female spits the fry out.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's neat.
Yeah, exactly. Like as soon as it's a Florida Fish Rescue saying, as soon as she spits them out, I separate them because you never know, and it gets her back to breeding again. Yeah, I get her fattened back up and put her back in the main tank.
But man, catching all of them,
Oh,
that's a job, ain't it?
yeah. Well, I used to heavily decorate my cichlid tanks, and it was such a pain catching fish out of there to try to strip them. But that's why now I've just got one single line of rocks in there. And I mean,
Heckling.
I don't have any imbunas, so I mean, I don't really need like a ton of rock formation because I don't have any imbunas in there. And I mean, most of these guys are open water swimmers, so.
Heckling said angels and those other ones. I like I say, I know I don't pronounce them right, but I call them
Cribs.
creetlets, but are the favorite parents.
Mhm.
I was hoping my angels would lay eggs and everything, but
Yeah.
but I've heard you need them pair up and everything, so they
Mhm.
probably never will.
Yeah.
Try catching 100 convicts in a 150-gallon decorate. That's the problem right there. Is like my platinum galaxies, man. When you got a bunch of plants and stuff in there in a 37-gallon tank, it's hard to catch the fries to separate them or anything.
Chewy, I haven't seen one in person, but I know of them, and every time I try to find one, they're out of stock. There's one site I know of that there's one guy I know of that gets them, but I mean, as soon as he gets them in, they're gone. I mean, and I don't even know if he still gets them, but
Is Stelia still in here? French fries.
I can't tell you how many fish nets I've thrown across the room trying to catch imbunas out of my imbuna tank when I had one. That's frustrating trying to like then the net gets caught on the rocks and
I mean, I tried getting in there catching some of the females just to put them in a breeder box, and hard to do. And
see what drives me crazy is like I'll be in there trying to catch a certain fish and the fish I don't want will swim right into the net.
swim into the
Yeah.
nets.
It's like, gee, thanks, that's great, but I don't need you. Get out of here.
Uh,
The Peplin, the only time or the only way I'm gonna have another imbuna
was
tank is
driving.
if I can get a tank full of the Swedish red tops. That's the only way I'll have a tank of imbunas again.
How long are y'all looking at before y'all up and move, Furlough?
I mean, it's going to be at least a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
All right,
It's going
still
to be
have.
hard to go that long without setting up another tank.
I mean, I haven't set up another tank in a while, so
Really?
I mean, yeah, it's always like I always got the wheels turning. Like, yeah, I'm going to do this kind of tank, and then I'm like, wait, I'm not moving for a couple of years. I got to wait. It's hard. It's a pain in the butt, but
This one over the black ones, or the wood grain one?
yeah, absolutely, Mike. Anybody that can keep and breed endangered species should, yeah.
That one's just a cheap guitar, but it plays good and everything, Chewy. This one here, I've had this Heptaphone for
What's up, Scott?
about 30 years. Scott, buddy.
No, I don't want your imbuna, Scott. Unless they're Swedish red tops, I don't want them.
No, the other three on the other side.
Yeah, I think he was talking about the wooden one.
Now
Grayish.
this is Carver's right here. Ibanez, that's a nice guitar. And that's a Les Paul. Well, that's a Johnson Les Paul.
I love Mbunas, but I don't. Never again. And like I said, unless they're Swedish red top Hangais, I'm not doing Mbunas again. Because that is a pretty fish.
Yeah, the right hands are Carver's guitars. And we still got a couple more on up there. And I still got several on the floor. We got to figure out what to do with. Well, I'm going to go on the back wall here. I got to do something with my Charlie Daniels volunteer jam picture and stuff, but
Yeah, that's what
I'd rather put a guitar on each side of it. Man,
that's the only way I'd keep Mbunas again if I could get a tank full of them.
Shoot, yeah, man. That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a beautiful fish.
Yeah, that's my favorite Mbuna.
Appreciate it, JRB. Yeah, a tank full of them would look really good, man. Scott's Aquatic, appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, Scott, they're beautiful. I mean, Mbunas in general are beautiful, but those, I'm something about red. Something about a red fish like that, just my favorite.
Yeah, I would really like the red.
Because you don't see too many fish that are actually like red. Oh, I'm done with Mbunas too. Unless I can find a group of those for like a 75 gallon or a 125 gallon, that's the only way I'd get back into them, Scott.
Why is that, Furlow? What's wrong?
They're just, I mean,
Are they mean?
They're mean, yeah. I mean, if you get like yellow labs and stuff, they're not that bad. But when you start getting into red zebras and Damascenize and all those, whatever you call it, what are the ones? The Auratus and all that, they're evil fish, man. Beautiful fish, but evil fish.
Y'all still got 17 people in the room. I appreciate you. I'm going to hit my members list again. Appreciate all of you.
Yeah, them zebras, they're beautiful fish, but they're
Red
some of the
top.
meat. Red top zebras are some of the meanest fish I've ever kept,
Really?
as far as Africans go. Yeah.
Kept them in a 55-gallon.
Yeah, it takes big tanks to keep like African Rift Valley cichlids, because you need to keep so many of them together to kind of it slows down the aggression. It doesn't stop it, but it'll slow it down tremendously. I mean, there's lots of things you can do. You can not have any females in there, barely have any decorations. You know, nothing. Don't give them anything to fight over, and that works too. But
They fight over decorations and stuff.
oh yeah, because they want to make their territory like behind a rock or under a rock or you know in a cave. That's why imbunas are so nasty, is because they live in they're rock dwelling fish. So anytime they can make their little area, they're going to keep everybody they can away from it, unless it's a female.
$40. Appreciate you coming in.
Morning 48.
Oh, man. It's gonna be another one of those lazy old days, man.
I know once the timer hits 3 hours there, I'm going to jump off here, Terry. I got about 4 more minutes.
All right, bud.
I got to get my day started.
I wonder if Carver, I don't know if Carver's got me blocked in driveway or not. I thought about riding down, seeing what the water looked like and everything, making a video, but it'd probably be a good day to ride out to the dam. I imagine they got the floodgates are rolling.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it
Daphne.
wasn't a rock, it was a rock lobster.
Daphne and Hydra. And Daphne are good for the fish to eat. I don't know about the Hydra though. I don't think they're very good.
I think the only way a pole would be good right now, Peplin, would be in the tailwaters trying to snatch shovel bills. There'd be so much water out there. And I'm sure it's a good chocolate mud right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got 2 more water changes I need to do today, and then because I got lazy yesterday.
Yeah, so you're got to go get your tattoo worked on, you said, today.
And then at 2 o'clock I got to be at the tattoo parlor. So
Like I say, I'd like to get out of the house and do something, and I might try riding down to the water and just get out of the house, man.
mm-hmm.
Something I don't do much anymore, and I need to. Like I say, I had plans to go get my license and everything, but now all of this high water and going to turn off cool again, I might wait another week or 2.
Can you do it online or no?
Yeah, I can do it online. This is really going to be a herd. I was going to get out and try catching some of these crappie, but this is really going to put the herd on crappie, man. It's getting about the right time, and now all this high water and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Peplin Fish Tank Day for me. But like I say, I might get out and do a video, might even do a little live or something if I get around any places. I might ride on out to the dam. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's amazing when that water, when they get those field gates opened up and everything, man.
Hmm. I used to love going to the locks up where I used to live and watch the boats come through.
Yeah,
That was
it's neat
crazy.
watching all that.
Yeah.
And they will be. It'll be people out there blow the dams and snatching those spoonbills and stuff. They love it when they open those field gate stuff.
All right, Terry. Well, I'm going to jump down here.
Well, buddy, I appreciate you. Have a good day and be
No
safe
worries.
out there.
You be safe out there. You guys got
Yeah,
some
I am, man.
crap up there. So
I ain't gonna get out and go across nothing I'm not supposed to go across. That's for sure. But I might ride around, check some of it out just to get out of the house.
yeah.
But
All right, Terry. Y'all
have fun with your tattoo, man.
Oh, I will. And everybody in chat, I will see y'all on the next one.
See you, buddy. Y'all, I can shut down, or we could have Peplin get up here with me for a few minutes, and I could drink a little more coffee and water if Peplin wants to come up. But I appreciate it. We're still got 19 people in the room, y'all. It's been an awesome stream. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate yeah, it's a you talk about that one right there, GRB, or the one up there. That one there's actually a almost a seafoam green like or so. Does anybody have anything big going on today? Well, right now, Peplin, I don't have any open. I'm debating on getting another tank or I'm thinking about freeing up a couple of my 10 gallons, but I don't know what I could put in a 10-gallon tank. His is actually a fully holler body. My Streamliner's got a center block in it, but you can still pick on it without an amp. M&K. Great having you, buddy.
Hee-haw!
I need to get new strings on a lot of them. School of barbs would go well in a 10-gallon. Cherry barbs. Well, that's good to know, Chewy. Any certain kind of barbs? for a small tank like that. The cherry barbs is about the only ones. Or fish on. Good morning again, everyone. Daisy blue rice fish. Dang, I gotta see what those look like. I haven't heard of them. Man, there's so many fish out there I haven't even seen. They look a lot like a guppy, don't they? Their eyes glow blue. Six cherry barbs and 3 spotted cories. And they work great. Yeah, I was trying to pull up and see what the cherry barbs look like. Yeah, they look pretty good. They got some, on this video here, got some tetras swimming around with them. I don't know. I don't know what I want when it gets down to it. Swampy was going to send me some plants and stuff, and I told him to hold off because with the week I've had, I've been kind of don't even know if I want to fool with anymore right now or not. You have your bad days and good days, and you kind of get down. And white cloud minnows. Blue paradise fish, coolest fish ever. Never heard of them. I like the names of them. GRB, buddy.
Catfish Terry, how are you, mate?
Pretty good, bud. Let me stop this music again. I hate the way it's set up, but I can't play the music and talk at the same time because it's I have to let the music play over the speaker.
Yeah, right. I've been left behind by technology. Technology overtook me. I'm still stuck on LP records.
Well, this here, I got the music and everything, but for some reason, StreamYard wants to freeze up if I put it through StreamYard, and
Yeah,
the only way I can keep it from freezing is just play it over the speaker and let it run.
yeah. I've got to try and get out and get hold of some speakers and a microphone and everything, because the old laptop just doesn't have the guts by
Yeah.
the look of it. So, but I get to put a bit of stuff out, but not as much as I'd like to, because I just can't get the sound.
Oh, I know. I want to check out those Blue Paradise he was talking about.
Yeah, right.
I think that's what those called.
Yeah.
They, well, I've had some of them. I didn't know that's the name of them. The ones. Man, I like the one with the red in them. But I've had some of those with the long little fins on the bottom years ago.
Yep.
They was a pretty fish to raise back in.
Yeah, exactly. The paradise fish, interesting fish too. Like, they're sort of like a large betta, but they're not. They're different again. So they're
Yeah.
amazing fish.
I've never
Really interesting.
some of these has got more colors to them than what I used to have. Seemed like ones I used to have was a pretty generic fish, but they're showing some with some awesome colors.
Yeah, they're apparently illegal over here, but I saw some albino paradise fish advertised. So albino, but just with the paradise fish shape and finnage and all that.
Yeah.
You can see the stripes just. But I thought, well, the paradise fish is all about its colour. Why would you want an albino one?
Yeah, true.
But they were nice looking fish. They really were. They're just it's such a stunning shape that they've got.
And like I say, it seemed like they was always a hardy fish because I had them back when I didn't know anything about tanks years ago, and they always kept pretty good. I didn't know that was the name of them.
Yeah, that's right. And they've one of the first aquarium fish ever, paradise fish. That like way back when they first started keeping aquarium fish, like maybe since the 1800s sort of records, I suppose, when they started keeping more records of it. They no doubt kept fish somewhere.
Used to you'd go get fish and everything. You didn't even pay attention to the names of them or anything. You just picked out what you liked. And
yeah. Well, that's it, mate. Like, most of my fish get called red fish or blue fish or green fish, whatever colour they are.
Mine still will because I can't pronounce the names.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But the best thing I did was, luckily, I live in Perth, Western Australia, and we had this is 20 odd years ago, well before YouTube, and we had a web page forum for our club, a fish club called Perth Cichlid Society, and it's still going today, but and no doubt much more advanced than in my day. But we used to have the most fantastic community on there, where you could learn people from overseas, people from the US, and everybody involved. But videos were not a thing, just were not a thing. I don't know why that was. They used too much data, or that's what I guessed, that in those days they used too much data and the data wasn't available or something. I don't know. But it was all just forums with typing your questions, receiving your answers, and it worked so well. We're such a good club and a great place to buy and sell fish provided by the club, you know, like for a minimal fee to run the market page, whatever you want to call it, the buy and sell page. And yeah, it was just amazing community. And then it's just moved on to YouTube, but on a club sense, it hasn't moved on to YouTube too much. Like the only person I know from the club on YouTube is Rumble.
Yeah.
Rumble's Fish Room. So
I didn't know,
apart-
Pepin, there were so many different breeds in those gouramis, or however you pronounce them, but it's several different types of them. Al West Sox, Bateson.
Hee-haw!
Yeah, it's so much out there, JRB. It's like I say, it's New England. Got by me, great seeing you.
I was just when I was in the Northern Territory before I moved down to Western Australia, I got transferred with a job in the mining industry, and Western Australia is just huge expanses of land, of desert, of all sorts of beautiful wetscapes and so forth, wetlands and so forth. And yeah, when I was in Darwin in the Northern Territory, it's tropical up there, so just perfect better weather. I didn't need any heaters or anything like that to run my tanks, but I only ever kept bedders, or Siamese fighting fish, as we used to call them. The Siamese fighting fish, and I never had them for fighting, but I had heard of, like in the area of people doing that and so forth. And in Asia, it's quite a big thing about betting on the Siamese fighting fish, or the better.
Yeah.
Like put two in a jar and see which one lives. And yeah, so it was like, this is back in the late 80s through the 90s, and I'm thinking, yeah, it was just a different world. You know, the betters. I got lucky this is the 1990s, to get involved with the Indonesian better societies. When I was in Darwin, it's about 2 hours away, Indonesia, from Northern Australia. It's only a couple of hours, so by plane. So yeah, there was all this opportunity to learn about betters from people who really know their betters. You know, a lot of the betters come from Indonesia, and the wild betters and so forth. So yeah, it was very good for me. I had learnt a lot about breeding betters from people that really know their stuff. So it was really positive.
Yeah.
Got a couple of fish recognised and so forth in judging events, which was nice. But, yeah, just being able to get hold of quality betters from Indonesia was just such a plus. Being just a couple of hours away from Indonesia.
Yeah.
We got this is Chomper. Everybody, that this is the guy that disappeared on us. Had been running. Most of them just live in the kitchen, but he got let out and was on the table for a while, and he decided to jump it's got to be a good a yard and a bit,
Catfish.
so a meter, and he jumped off the table onto the
You're
ground
right, Pepper.
and ran away. So he's a champ. He's called Chomper because he's the one that's bitten somebody. None of the others have bitten anybody yet, but
Man, I
yeah,
would hate to be in there and those things missing.
he when they
Sissy fish, Terry Pepper.
want to bite, they'll be. It's going to hurt. It's impossible to open, So like the pressure they've got, they don't really have teeth, but they've just got such pressure in that crushing
Got
jaw.
fire in their jaws.
Yeah, that's right. So, but he's a champion. After being loose in the house for 3 days or whatever, he still didn't become aggressive at all. When he was found, he was just happy to be found.
Crazy.
Yeah.
William, great seeing William.
Hee-haw!
Oh, man, like I say, I'm thinking about getting out and maybe ride around the water a little bit and see what it looks like. Fish on, I appreciate it.
Hee-haw!
Well, that sounds like a good plan, Terry. Want to check out the water?
Yeah, just yeah, I just wondering how messed up it is and everything. I thought I might get out and ride around a little bit and see. I don't know. Appreciate it, fish on.
Yeah, I understand there's supposed to be another storm front coming in after the last couple.
Well, I think we're probably slacking off on the rain now, and I think it's we're not supposed to get no more rain now till Wednesday. But
Yeah,
I know temperatures we was around 75. I think the highs later this week's just going to be around 50. So
right. All right. Yeah, we've got the old cooling temperatures starting to happen now, so having to move a few fish indoors, I think, in the next couple of days.
fish on said, "Love that scaly baby."
Yeah, he's a champ. He's cool. Yeah,
Beauty in the beholders.
yeah. He doesn't really like people too much, but he seems to. He pretends to pretty well.
Like if I woke up and that was crawling around in my kitchen, house be up for sale.
We've had him had the kids fall asleep with them in their bed with them, and they just lie there right next to the kids, just right next to them, like snuggled up to them for the whole night. It's incredible. So they're
Right.
just amazing how they do it. Luckily, the kids don't move too much when they sleep.
It's breaking news. A man's body was found inside a vehicle submerged under floodwater in a creek here in Nashville.
Oh, man.
That's what I mean, people. People still get out. I'm glad Catfish Mama and them turned around and came home, but man, you just can't cross these creeks and stuff when the water's high.
No, that's right.
And you know they hear about it over and over, but people still won't listen, man.
No, if you see floodwater, that's it.
They just don't realize how quick a vehicle will float.
Yeah. No, it's devastating.
Beantown breakdown.
We've had the devastating floods here too. Well, not here, but
I
on
tell
the
you,
eastern side.
we used to go out four-wheeling all the time. We all had four-wheelers and everything. And the dam up in the Caney Fork, when the water's low until they start generating, you could drive your four-wheelers out and cross on certain gravel bars and stuff and not affect you or anything. But man, they started generating, and one of my cousins took off across that river on his four-wheeler, and the water was starting to come down, but he thought he could still have no problem, man. That old four-wheeler, man, it started floating down the river and everything. And
Right.
he was lucky. One of them had a rope and got a rope out to him and everything, but it's a wonder he didn't drown on that thing that day.
Yeah.
But those tires and stuff, they're just big balloons, man. When you get in, it don't take much water to make them float.
Yeah. No, it's always a dangerous situation.
It is.
We've had devastating floods, over the eastern side of Australia in the last week.
A lot of lives lost just by trying to cross it. It was a lady died here last year. The creek ran across her driveway. She made it home, but the creek was over her driveway, and she tried crossing the driveway just to get to her house, which was just a couple 100 feet away, but she didn't survive it.
Terrible. It's terrifying. It's just, if you run into that flood water, that's it.
It's
we in the Northern Territory, like in Northern Australia, like very tropical, so it has its wet season where flooding rains just happen, and within an hour the whole situation's changed. They're completely flooding rains.
If you just hold off, a lot of those swollen creeks will drop down enough around the road
that's
area
right.
where just in a short time, the flash floods, you can get through there after a while. But
these things you'd have to sort of think about walking into them, like, to see how deep they are, because there's a damn good chance there's going to be a saltwater crocodile sitting in there.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
You think, maybe I'm not going to walk across it, and just see how deep it gets. So it's tricky.
That's right, Beantown.
You can't take that chance. If the water's moving fast, you really can't get across. It's
GRB. Remember the old floods.
I'm sorry, I forgot about the chat again. Sorry, Terry. My famous trick again. Forgot there's a chat. When I get up, I can get access to it, and I'm so far behind. But yes, it's always a scary thing. Because most of our cities in Australia are built on rivers, on floodplains, basically.
It's a lot of people would get out and play in these flooded areas too, and especially with their kayaks and different things. And
frugal, exactly. The Queensland floods, like the recent ones, and 1974 flood was an absolute killer. That was horrendous. But weather's an amazing thing. It's a very interesting thing to follow, but it's a useful tool to be able to read radars and all that sort of stuff for weather. It can be very useful to just watching a radar from the government bureau that's publicly available to everyone on the internet,
Yeah.
and they give some amazing information with their radars and their satellite images, and you can
Well,
see, hang on, this is going to be worse than they're saying.
it's amazing
You can-
how
you
their
can pick it.
radars these days can spot these tornadoes and stuff now,
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
and that's
Yeah.
the reason I think it seems like one, everything's grown up a lot worse, but it seems like we have a lot more tornadoes these days, which I know we do too.
Yeah.
But back in the day, we had them; they just couldn't spot them like they did, and a lot of times it was places not grown up getting hit by them too.
Yeah. Yeah. True. So true. Yeah.
Yeah, they're no
That's-
joke, Beantown. Somebody said they said we've had like 14 inches of rain. I didn't know it was that much, but I know we've had a ton, so that's probably right. Now they're reporting
Wow.
a second death.
Oh no. So what? 14 inches of rain. That's
Now they got a second death. A man's body was found on a golf course.
yes.
It's crazy.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, be. But like I say, man, I've been streaming 3.5 hours. I think I might try getting out of the house and might either do a stream. It depends on my uh, signal or stuff, or make some videos and just go out and see what it's like or something to get out of the house. Be something
cool.
different.
That'd be awesome. No, so I'll get out of your hair, Catfish Terry, but
No,
thanks for
you're
letting
fine.
us
I
up.
appreciate you coming up, GRB.
Thanks for letting us up, mate. That was great.
No, you're good. And I'm glad you
Yeah.
found your lizard, buddy.
Yeah, me too. He's wrapped. He's happy. Yeah, I think he's happy too. So
Well, that's good.
at least I've got no spiders or cockroaches left in the house.
Yeah. That's right. You go clean all the spiders and everything out.
He's got all those for me.
One of these days, he's going to latch on that lip when you kiss him like that.
Oh yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened that last time. Exactly that. I just carelessly gave him a peck on the lips, and he just had his mouth open and just snapped on it
Wow, man.
and grabbed the top lip. They went numb for a couple of days, so
bet.
although they're not known to be venomous, there must be something there. Because my top lip was numb.
Really?
Where he bit, it was numb for a couple of days.
Wow.
So there's some sort of venom there, in my opinion. But
Did y'all
again,
see that on Inside Dishing where that girl was found that little octopus? And it was a little bitty thing, and she was playing with it in her hand and everything, and
oh no.
she come find out somebody called her or something, and it was one of the most venomous.
There's
If
the
she'd have
Australian
got-
blue ring.
If she'd have got bit, they said she would have died in no time. But yeah, the blue ring.
Australian
octopus,
blue ring octopus, yeah.
and she was rolling it from one hand to the other, and they was
Oh
petting
my.
and everything and
I've
swapping
seen it
around.
happen.
And they
I've
said
seen
they
it happen live.
they
live,
said they
Catfish
was
Terry, as well.
lucky not to get bit. That they
I've seen that happen live. Somebody doing that, and luckily they turned him in. They got him out.
that is crazy. They said it's got enough venom to kill like 20 people in that little thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're
Thank you,
highly
Scott.
venomous. Just But I hope she was okay, was she, at the end? It was all
Yeah, they didn't get bit, but they said they're
happy
lucky,
ending.
man. And
Yeah, that's it.
and now she's talking about it scares her to death to knowing she was had it in her hands and everything. But man,
Yeah,
anything like it you don't know about, you better watch how you touch any of that stuff.
exactly. Especially in Australia.
Yeah, it was crazy. But y'all, I
Uh,
appreciate you. I'm gonna get off here. Fish on. I appreciate the super chat.
Hee-haw!
And I think I'm gonna get out. I might come live at a spot or two, but if not, I might make a video or something. And I'm
thanks,
glad you
Captain
found
Terry.
your lizard.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I'll see you next time, eh?
All right, buddy. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me, y'all.
Take care.
Take care.
Hee-haw!
Jeffrey, I love you. Scott, Peplin, Beantown, I love you. Stephanie, everybody, y'all. Appreciate you. See you next time.